Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics.
Friday Night Football greetings from downtown El Dorado in historic Memorial Stadium. It is time for Benton Fighting Panther football. Tonight we've got a pair of 4-2 overall, 2-1 conference teams squaring off as the Benton Panthers and El Dorado Wildcats face each other in a pivotal 6A East conference game. The Panthers have momentum on their side after last Friday's historic 87-42 win over Sheridan. The Wildcats, meanwhile, come into tonight licking their wounds from last week's 25-10 loss to Sylvan Hills. The winner of tonight's game greatly aids their potential seeding and possible bye in the first round of next month's playoffs, while the loser will likely be forced into a first-round game. So it's a big one tonight here from Memorial Stadium, and we look forward to bringing it to you. I'm Jim Gardner, joined tonight in the Jim Landers broadcast booth by Terry Benham, and Justin Ray is upstairs with us tonight as Dio is away this weekend. Josh Monson is going to patrol the sidelines for us tonight. Tonight's broadcast of Benton Panther football is presented by Everett Buick GMC and sponsored by Lost Pizza, Legends MVP, Hamilton Family Dentistry, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Jones Heating and Air, Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, Midtown Mechanical, Neo Home Loans, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, Solux Aesthetics, the City of Benton, Elliott Electrical, Truman Ball Real Estate, Lane's Chicken Fingers, Allied Glass, First Security Bank, Riverside Grocery and Catering, Jones Heating and Air, ACDI, True Gentleman and True Boutique, Congo Fireplace and Patio, Edward Jones agent Caitlin King, Westside Wellness, and our newest sponsor, Hirschfield Insurance and Jason Kelly, who are sponsoring tonight's collision of the night. And as you can see on the screen, sitting behind the home side bleachers on the west side of Memorial Stadium is a sunset. It's much more magnificent to our eye than it is on your screen. But I want to take you back to the sunrise this morning. And, Will, if you could punch that picture up for us, every game day morning at 7 a.m. that gather and pray together for the safety and well-being of the coaches, team, band, drill team, cheerleaders. And this morning, God painted a picture in the sky that only God can do. And so from sunrise to sunset tonight, it has been a wonderful, beautiful day, if not, Justin, a tad bit hot for the middle of October.
Yeah, I flew in from Chicago this morning, and when I woke up out of bed, I think it was about 58, and whenever I came into Little Rock, Arkansas, I think it was about 82. So a little bit different weather than what I was expecting when I got off the plane, but and in October. But I think our Panthers are ready to play.
Terry, you spent a day outside at duck camp and far from duck season weather today.
Yeah, we were building duck blinds all day, and I will tell you that I don't think there's a duck within half a continent from us right now. It is so hot.
So we got a hot one tonight before the storms roll in tomorrow. Let's rewind back to last week. And a historic win for the Benton Panthers, 87-42 over Sheridan, the second most points ever scored by a Benton Panther football team. And according to the Arkansas Activities Association record book, the fourth most points scored in a high school football game since they've been keeping points. And I ask you, Mr. Former Offensive Coordinator, is there a bit of jealousy?
No, absolutely not. No, I love points. I love scoring, and the more the better. That's for sure. Doesn't matter who's calling the plays.
Yeah, Terry, we've never seen anything like last Friday. We've been doing this for 14 years together.
Well, you know, the 87 is one thing, but when you comprehend the fact that, and we talked about how long the first quarter was, we scored 45 points in the first quarter. And that, to me, was just a feat. I really would love to go into the record books and find out how many points have ever been scored in the first quarter, because if somebody topped that, I want to see it.
Yep. 129 total points, 1,262 yards of total offense combined, 593 in that first quarter. Just absolutely insane. It was a bit more of a defensive struggle down here in Union County last week as Sylvan Hills defeated El Dorado, and props to Sylvan Hills. They have gone on the road to Benton and down here last week and gotten back-to-back road wins. Marion eked by West Memphis 28-25, and Jonesboro defeated Catholic 31-14. Tonight in the 6A East, a couple of big games at the top of the conference slate. Benton here at El Dorado in a battle of 2-1 teams. Jonesboro is at Marion tonight, Justin, in a battle of 2-1 teams.
Yeah, that's a rivalry game. That's gonna be a good one. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of like, I guess, what the Benton Bryant game used to be. Doesn't matter what the record is. That team, if they're traveling, if they're playing at home, it's kind of a toss-up every year.
West Memphis is at Sylvan Hills tonight, and then Terry, a game that will likely decide the sixth-place participant in the playoffs. Sheridan is at Catholic. Winner has life, losers pray out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. That's kind of at the bottom of the conference, but really tonight's game between Catholic and Sheridan is an elimination game, really.
Yeah.
And so whoever comes out on top in that game will likely go to the playoffs, and the other team will have a season that 3 more weeks longer.
Yep, and the Rockets will come to Benton next Friday. Last week in Saline County, Bryant defeated Pulaski Academy 48-14. Harmony Grove defeated Genoa Central 48-6. Nashville defeated Bauxite 27-12. Glen Rose over Jessieville 49-14. And I know Shane Clancy's a real good friend of yours. Those Hornets just keep rolling.
Yeah, I think this may be one of the best teams that they've had, and that's saying a lot. It looks like they're finally starting to find their offense. They had a quarterback battle early on, and it feels like the rhythm of their offense is starting to kind of take fold and really complement the defense and the special teams that are great, obviously.
Yeah, tonight in Saline County, Southwest is at Bryant. That game will be over at kickoff. Arkadelphia's at Harmony Grove. Bauxite's at Malvern, Terry. That's a couple of big ones in that 7-4A.
Yeah, it really is, and 2 teams that have been playing pretty well, and so I'm expecting to see a really big game down I-30.
Yep, and Perryville is at Glen Rose tonight. As we bring it back here to Memorial Stadium, tonight is the 48th meeting all-time between Benton and El Dorado. El Dorado leads the series 28-19. But, Justin, in the last 11 years, the Panthers have gotten the best of El Dorado 10 of the past 11 times and 5 in a row. And the Panthers have put up 56 on the Wildcats the last 3 years.
Yeah, Jim, in that one loss, I remember that was a game that, as being on the coaching staff, we forgot the headsets.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And there was just from the time we forgot the headsets to the horn sounding for the game to be over, it seemed like nothing could go right that night. But with the exception of that game, we've won 10 of the last 11.
And, Terry, we have had, with that one exception, a lot of good memories down here at Memorial Stadium. It's been very good to Benton.
Well, a lot of good memories in the whole series.
Yeah.
I mean, this has always been a really important game in the season, even back to when we were in the South, the
Yes.
6A South. And so, I'm expecting a really good football game. If you like to see people run the football, you're really going to like watching El Dorado tonight, because they're about 3-1
Yep.
on running the football, and they know how to do it in a physical way. And so I'm really excited to see how this defense and the way that they move around will stay gap disciplined and really play hard.
Yep, yeah, that's going to be a key to watch tonight. So we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, you'll hear Brad Harris's thoughts on the conference standings as well as tonight's matchup with El Dorado on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself. The Everett difference means we treat everyone with
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football, owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting. specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
Page to El Dorado. I want to start with the conference standings because the parity in the conference this year, we go into week 7 with 5 teams tied atop the conference with 1 loss. I can't ever remember it being like this before.
No, and I told you earlier, I talked to Wes Moore and we talked about this, and I feel like the last couple of years we've kind of been the team that's been a step above everybody in the conference, and if we played well, it was a big win for us. And if we didn't play well, we felt like we would still win. And now I think, man, there's a lot of balance and parity in there. And, you got us and El Dorado, Sylvan, Marion, and Jonesboro sitting here at 2-1. And I think any of those teams, and I mean, Sheridan's dangerous scoring. That's the scary thing about them. And Catholic can be one of those teams. But the 5 top teams, I'm telling you, you're going to have to play to beat those teams. And, we go to El Dorado Friday night. We're going to play well. It's not going to be one of those gimmies where we can be off, but a very balanced league. And I think that our conference it's going to help our conference overall this year because, when we was in the West for all those years, everybody was like, the East is not a real good conference. And it's kind of been that way. Y'all are going to the East. It's a weak conference. And I think everybody's going to have to push everybody to get to where they want to be in the playoffs. And I think that's going to make us a better football team come playoff time. We're going to be tested and pushed a little bit more. And if you look back the last couple of years when we've lost in the semis, we hadn't been pushed all the way to the semis. So it's going to give our guys a little bit of an edge, a little bit of experience of, hey, maybe we've been down or maybe it's been a close game. So I think I like that. I love to win the football games, and I've said this 50-14. But I also love to win ball games that was close, like the Sheridan game, for a quarter, and then we just open it up. Or when we go to Jonesboro, same thing, back and forth game to the third quarter, and then we open it up. Those games are great to coach in. We love the competition of it as coaches, just like the players do. But a lot of balance this year, and it's going to be tough. We got this week, and then we still got Catholic, West Memphis, but we got Marion in week 10. El Dorado goes to Marion and beats Marion. So we still got a couple of games on the schedule that we got to win. And I said this last week, we're fighting for first place every week. That's what it comes down to right now. We stumped our toe against Sylvan Hills and didn't play as well as we needed to. They beat us. Give them all the credit, but we've got to play well the rest of the year.
Looking at El Dorado, they had a 4-game win streak snapped Friday. Sylvan Hills went down there and beat them 25-10. What did you gather about El Dorado from that film?
You mentioned it just a few minutes ago. They are a run-heavy. They want to establish the run game, and I'm telling you what, they have a really talented running back in Jeremy Samuels, if he's healthy. He got banged up in the Marion game, didn't play the entire Sylvan Hills game. Don't know what his status is going to be, but he did play. If he's healthy, he's as good a running back as we're going to see all year. 5'9", 190 pounds, very strong kid, came to our state weight meet, very good in his weight class, but he's a big, strong back, and we're going to have to play really well on defense. If we don't tackle well, it could be a long night for us on defense. So they got 4 returning starters on the offensive line back, so you love that as a coach, and I know they love that as a team. And they got their running back and their quarterback back, so there's a lot of that nucleus back, and they're going to try to run in your face a lot, and they've put that on film. And the last 3 weeks they've been in a lot of heavy sets, and hey, here we come. They're not taking a lot of shots over the top, so it's going to be a physical game. A little bit different style for us. We've been playing a lot of man coverage, covering people recently. We're going to kind of adjust some things that we do, and we're going to have to come downhill and get some guys. So a little bit of different philosophy this week.
Yeah. What about El Dorado defensively?
Well, they're a 4-3 base team, and they've got some guys up front that can play. Their linebacking core is very good. The Lumsey kid, he didn't play against us last year, but I think he's one of the best linebackers in the conference, athleticism-wise. He looks healthy. He looks good. He's about a 210-pound middle linebacker that can run sideline to sideline. Then they got 2 outside backers that played a lot for them last year. A couple of defensive tackles that are not huge like we saw with Bryant or North Little Rock or Parkview, but they're good-sized guys that move really well, probably very similar to a Sylvan Hills type defensive line that gave us problems. So we're going to have our work cut out for us up front. On the other hand, our offensive line may have played the best game they played this last week, so we feel like we're taking steps in the right direction, but it will be a challenge for us up front. We like our matchup in the passing game. They play a lot of cover 4, soft coverage type stuff, so there's a lot of things out there in the passing game. We feel like we've got some things dialed up, but we really like some things we've tried to scheme up a little bit more in the run game for our offense. We've got to get the run game going, established, and a little bit more so we can lean on that as needed.
What are the biggest keys for a Benton win?
Well, I put on the board this week, just like the week before, don't let Sylvan Hills beat us. Don't let the success of the Sheridan game follow into this week, because one of the biggest things that I find every week is, momentum shifts up and down, and guys carry that over. We can't live off last week. 87 points is not helping us this week, so we've got to go back out and we've got to earn it. So we got to get refocused on El Dorado. When you want to fight for first place and play a competitive game, you got to be locked in and be where your feet are, things like that. So, just being locked in on El Dorado, number one. I think the main thing on the field, the physicality of it, is going to be controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides. Their power run game against our defensive front, I really like. We've got our defensive line a little bit healthier now. Avian's playing good. We got Drake Woodard playing well, but we also got a big addition back in Carson Conyers last week. So we're going to have some guys that really step up and really anchor in the defensive line. So we've adjusted some fronts and different things that we're going to do. So we're going to control it there. And then we just talked about our O-line's going to be challenged again. So I think that's probably the number one key, is being able to control the line of scrimmage. Because if we can't control them, we can't take shots down the field, and there's nothing for us. So that's probably the biggest key we've got this week.
Yep, and it's always a fun environment at El Dorado.
Sure.
That old stadium there right in the heart of town.
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lane's is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Merchants and Farmers Bank has become the local choice for many Panther, Hornet, and Saline County fans. The bank has local owners, local board members, and makes local decisions with senior management who live in Saline County. They are truly small bank friendly with big bank products and services focused on Saline County. Drop by the Benton branch at 146 West South Street in downtown Benton, or the Bryant branch at the corner of Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road, and talk to their friendly team members. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We have had a beautiful rendition of the national anthem sung by the El Dorado Choir. El Dorado Band is playing their alma mater. The Benton Band here in full force tonight. Played the Benton alma mater. Now it's time for a little opposition research. Terry, you alluded to El Dorado being 3-1, favoring run to pass. And we're going to see a heavy dose of the run game tonight.
Well, they really like to try to control the tempo of the game, too, and certainly the run game impacts that. They've had 270 rush attempts to only 99 pass attempts this season, and it shows on the scoreboard, too. 23 rushing touchdowns to only 3 passing touchdowns. And, you know, Jim, coming up against a explosive Benton Panther offense, I'm going to tell you, I fully expect El Dorado to come with their ears pinned back and with the intention of really smashing the football.
One of the keys is going to be, do we see Jeremy Samuel? He is their load of a tailback. He was injured in their win at Marion, played sparingly last week, and they had their worst rushing game of the season, only 173 yards. They averaged 260 a game on the ground, so we'll be watching to see if number 6, who did go through warm-ups, is out there to take the first snap for El Dorado tonight. Cannon Jacobs, son of their athletic director Elliot Jacobs, is their quarterback. He is a wide receiver by nature, but pressed into duty at quarterback. He was just 4 of 15 passing for 80 yards last week against Sylvan Hills. On the other side of the football, Justin, El Dorado is going to play a 4-3 scheme against a Panther offense that lit it up for 626 total yards last week.
Yeah, Jim, when I'm looking back to this season, a defense that's very comparable is Jonesboro. They were a 4-3, kind of a too-high team. That's what you're going to see tonight. The offensive staff did a really good job against Jonesboro, scheming them up, putting their outside linebackers in conflict, and I think you're going to see that again tonight. I think you're going to see our offense put the ball in the air, put their defensive ends, linebackers in conflict. I think we're going to see some triple option out of our guys tonight, to be honest with you. This is also a defense that is pretty good against the run, but they don't look like they cover the pass well. So I think the offensive staff has done a really good job of devising a plan that's going to bring us a lot of success.
Of course, it all starts with Drew Davis, the senior signal caller. He has 96 career touchdown passes, just 4 shy of the century mark. He also has 7,476 career passing yards, which puts him 508 yards shy of Garrett Brown, the current school record holder for most passing yards in a season. Let's talk about this week in Benton Panther athletics. The volleyball team had a great day on Saturday at the Conway tournament, winning the silver division with quality victories over Russellville Baptist Prep and Shiloh Christian. This week in 5A South Conference play, the varsity enjoyed 3-0 sweeps over Lake Hamilton and Whitehall, while the JV went 1-1 with a win over Whitehall. The varsity leads the conference at 13-1 as Lake Hamilton was knocked off at Lakeside last night. Congratulations also to the freshman team. They enjoyed victories this week over Cabot North and a sweep of Bryant last night. That's always fun to celebrate. Justin, give us a 7th grade football update.
Jim, the 7th grade went to Hot Springs this week. They played a Hot Springs 7th grade team that was undefeated. Our 7th grade boys are also undefeated, so it was a 7-0 matchup. They came out on top. Our Benton boys did 20-6.
Nice.
This week we are hosting the Bryant Hornets, who are 8-0, and from what I've been told by our 7th grade staff, this is the fastest, which is hard to believe, Bryant 7th grade team they've ever seen. So it's going to be a challenge for our boys, but I have a lot of confidence that they're going to pull it out.
And that'll be at home.
Yes, sir.
Monday at 5:30.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. And it'll be followed by the JV team, who is undefeated. First time in a long time Benton JV has been undefeated. And they will host Bryant on Monday night following the 7th grade game. So it's a good night of football on Monday at the Palace. Last night in Conway, the 8th grade won 34-20. The freshmen lost to Conway. Both teams are 4-4, and they will play their final home games of the season on Thursday. The 8th grade will host Forest Heights, and the freshmen will host Little Rock Southwest. The 8th grade game will kick off at 5:30 with the freshman game to follow. Drew Davis, Garrett Pilkington, and Antonio Shelton, who won last week's collision of the game, sponsored by Jason Kelly and Hirschfield Insurance, were the Benton captains. El Dorado won the toss and elected to receive. Benton will defend the north goal tonight. As we go to our true gentleman picks the click tonight, Justin, who you got?
Offensively, I got Poot. Okay, Poot is a kid. I think I've said it every single week. He's battled adversity pretty much his entire football career with a hamstring injury. You can kind of see he's starting to feel himself a little bit more and more. The confidence is coming. I see him to have a breakout game today. And then defensively, I got Wes Simonson. He is, in my opinion, one of the best young linebackers we've had at Benton in a long time, and I'm excited to see him get after that quarterback. Hopefully Coach Harris brings some pressure tonight with him so I can get some some points.
There you go. Well, Drew set a all-time pick-to-click point record for you last week. So,
and I needed every one of those points.
It was 61. Terry, who you got this week?
Well, I've got Will Carter. We saw what an impact that he can make on a game when he's finally back. Had 193 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. Just a huge impact on the game. And then I've got Carson Conyers on defense. Carson's back for his second game, and what an impact he had on the line of scrimmage. And with this run offense that we're expecting tonight, he's going to play a pivotal role in this game, and I look for him to really mix it up.
In absentia, Dio picked Drew Davis and Antonio Shelton. Really going out on a limb there, Dio. Riding the hot hand, Drew Davis and Antonio Shelton as the Wildcats come on the field. Panthers preparing to come out on the field through the smoke provided by Independent Fire Extinguisher Sales and Service. And here come the Benton Panthers, led by Drew Davis and the seniors, leading them out onto the field. Our Westside Wellness keys to victory tonight. Dio on defense says don't get beat up front or deep. So you got to stop the run. Don't let them go over the top on you. Justin, the offensive key.
Yeah, I think quick game as an extension of the run game. I think this defensive line we're going to face tonight is pretty aggressive. Their size is very comparable to what we saw at Sylvan Hills. So if we can find a way to help those 5 guys up front to kind of fit into the game, kind of establish themselves and throw the ball in the perimeter, I think it's going to help them out later on when we're able to run the football.
All right, Terry, you've got the overall key to victory tonight.
Well, it's just pay attention to the details. We can't beat ourselves on penalties and turnovers, but we also can't beat ourselves being out of position. Last week's first quarter started off a little rough for us because we were misaligned, and if the Panthers will take care of that, they'll take care of business.
All right, Benton's going to kick it off. Gabe Wilbur will kick off, and I will tell you guys, watching Gabe in pregame, 2 60-yard field goal tries that hit the crossbar. He said he's hit 58, almost got 60 tonight with the wind at his back. It is 77 degrees. The wind has died down with the setting of the sun tonight. It's warm, it's muggy. And it's a big one here tonight at Memorial Stadium. As Gabe was 10 of 11 on touchbacks last week. He booms this one into the end zone, so El Dorado will have it first down and 10 at their own 20. Let's set the Panther starters on defense. Starting tonight at defensive end is Carson Conyers. The nose man is Avian Beard. The jack linebacker, Connor Stevens. Strong linebacker is Weston Monson. Middle linebacker, Bryson Mattia. The weak side linebacker is Antonio Shelton. The spur is Logan Hipskind. The corners are Trey Stewart and Messiah Holloway. The bandit, Austin Hill. And the free safety is Cordell Payne. First down and 10 for El Dorado. They're going to operate out of a shotgun. And we have got a whistle and a malfunction of the chain. And in an era of technology, Terry, I don't know why we haven't come up with a laser to replace the chain, to be honest with you.
It's the chain manufacturer lobbyist.
Oh, they've got a stranglehold on it, huh? Speaking of lobbyists, we've got a couple of your buddies across the way calling the game for El Dorado.
Yeah, it's actually a former Speaker of the House of Representatives. Matt Shepard is the play-by-play guy for El Dorado. Got an opportunity to go over and visit with him a little bit prior to the game. He said, keep it easy on us. I told him he was sandbagging.
Yeah, exactly. So Cannon Jacobs is the quarterback for El Dorado. Coached by Chris Hill, a graduate of Harding. Panthers coached by Brad Harris, a graduate of Henderson. As Jeremy Samuel does get the first carry, the bowling ball senior tailback for El Dorado, and Benton snuffed that one out on first down.
You know, one thing I really like to see, Austin Hill did a fantastic job adjusting to the motion, and then the communication to get back on the other side, and the way he triggered when his key was a run read was very impressive.
Second down and 9 for the Wildcats. Again out of the shotgun. Again, they hand it off to Samuel. He has running room. Austin Hill's going to ride him out of bounds deep into the bench, and now flags fly, and that's going to add 15 onto it for a late hit out of bounds on Austin. Samuel carried for 18 yards to the 39.
Yeah, he just rode him. Once they hit that sideline, Justin, you got to let go, and he held on too long.
He did. It looked like he was riding him out of bounds, but it didn't look like he was trying to forcefully take him to the ground. The El Dorado kids didn't get out of the way. I'm biased. I'm a homer, but it didn't look like it should have been a 15-yarder in my opinion.
Yeah, but you go into that bench, and they're going to call it every time.
Every time. I'm sure Coach Hill was in their ear.
Talked about a heavy run team. They've run on their first 2 plays. They bring a man in motion. Jacobs, the lefty, drops back, a double move, and Trey Stewart covered well as that ball intended for Bronson Brock, incomplete.
They must have seen something on film, Trey getting beat on the double move, and he did a great job. Kudos to Coach Forte coaching him up from the double move this week.
We visited with Trey at Lost Pizza Tuesday. He's only got 10 tackles all year because teams hadn't thrown his way.
Yeah.
You see why?
Yeah. Messiah Holloway, the corner to the near side. They go back to the ground with Samuel, and he is smothered. Logan Hipskin was sitting there waiting on him, and the pursuit was outstanding.
Yeah, it sure was. Logan came up and kind of set the edge that time. I was worried that we were going to get beat, but when he came up and set the edge, that really kind of blew up that play.
Connor Stevens, Weston Monson as well on that tackle. So 3rd down and 13 for the Wildcats. At the Benton 49-yard line, ball in the center of the field. Jacobs going to flare it out to Samuel. Stevens giving chase and going to tackle him near the 45-yard line. That's going to leave El Dorado with 4th and 9.
Yeah, that's a great job and great speed showing to get over there and catch him.
So we'll see what El Dorado chooses to do with the ball on Benton's end of the field. 4th down and 9 at the Panther 45.
Boy, this is a big down right here because this is one of those emotional downs.
Trips to the near side. Now they motion a receiver to the far side. Jacobs drops back. He's being pressured by Conyers. Lobs it up, and it's incomplete. Intended for the H-back Paxton Strong. Hipskin in coverage, and the Panther defense holds.
Go ahead.
Antonio Shelton is the one that kind of ruined that play. He did a fantastic job of reading his key. He had the first back out of the backfield, and he ran with him and locked up the running back, and it made the quarterback have to change fields, and you saw what happened.
So our first look at the Benton offense tonight, the receivers Will Carter, Poot Collett, Corey Anderson, and John Curtis Barger. Gunnar Deaton, good to see him back after he missed last week with strep throat back in there as Will makes the catch, gets blockers, and Will is into El Dorado territory, going to pick up a 1st down to the Wildcat 43.
I absolutely love that being the first play of the game. It forced so much flow, and now the offense sees how the defense is going to adjust to the motion. And from what I just saw, they just left 4 guys in the box, so I'm seeing a quarterback draw maybe later in the game.
1st down and 10 Panthers at the 43. Empty gun for Drew. He rolls to his right, looking downfield, pressured by Jervalen Jr., and Drew throws it away. Starters on the offensive line tonight for the Panthers. Left tackle is Madison Hurd. Left guard is Jaron Ginther. The center tonight is Sam Harris. On the right side at guard is Barrett Pettit, and the right tackle is senior Garrett Pilkington. 2nd down and 10 for Benton.
Yeah, it looked like we had a little illegal motion. Gunner got an early start. He went towards the line of scrimmage. He wasn't really starting on the play, but he was trying to scoot up during the snap, and
yeah, you can't do that. You got to stay lateral. Any
Yep.
movement towards the line of scrimmage is illegal.
So 1st and 15, Drew going to swing it out to Gunner, and it goes right through his hands, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Justin, it looked like he had something downfield and then talked himself out of it and dumped it down.
Yeah, it looked like he checked off 2 different times. and then checked it down. Kind of threw a fastball to Gunner. It was hard for him to handle. We just can't shoot ourselves in the foot on first down. So, but we're in great position. Heck, if we get it to the 38-yard line, we may be able to have a Wilbur field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. As Poot comes in motion, gets the handoff, makes the first man miss, can't elude the second man, is in on the tackle, Marsavius Ishmael for El Dorado.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I didn't like on that play, and that's the tempo of the play. Everyone seemed to be moving in slow motion, like they weren't confident of what was going on the field.
3rd down and 15, and the Panthers' false start is Ginther a little over-exuberant there. Will back Benton up 5 more, and it'll be 3rd and 20.
Yeah, that's that paying attention to details. We've lost on 2 of those on this drive.
So 2 penalties for a total of 10 yards on this drive. Benton facing a 3rd down and 20 at their own 47.
They're playing very soft coverage. Maybe something high percentage can get us a lot of yards.
Drew flared it out to Murdoch. Ball thrown low, incomplete, and 4th and 20. We'll see Dawson Daves trot out to punt it away. Connor Stevens will snap for the Panthers. So both teams pick up a first down on their opening possession. El Dorado went for it, didn't make it. Now Benton going to punt it away.
Start this all over again.
Perfect snap. Dawson's punt is a wobbly punt that's going to bound inside the 10-yard line. Good punt by Dawson, and going to be downed by C.J. Sellers at the 7-yard line. As we go down to Josh Monson for the first time tonight. Josh, welcome into the broadcast tonight.
Well, hey, thank you guys. It's an honor to be with y'all.
What's the mood down there through a possession for each team?
Well, listen, I would say the energy is still high. Everybody's pretty, upbeat right now. I think, a little bit of coaching on some of those outside receivers. We had a couple opportunities, maybe get a few more downs and kind of miss that block on that outside. But, everybody's doing all right. Heads are up.
Good to go as they hand off to Samuel, and he slips trying to make a cut back at the 4-yard line. That's a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, that's a good job by Monson that time. He and Stevens. Stevens is really playing well to start this game. Has 3 tackles already, and we're just in the second series.
Handed off to Samuel again, and he bulldozes his way to the 13, a gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and 4.
That time Antonio Shelton getting in on that tackle.
So 3rd down and 4 for El Dorado.
Last week we did a great job of getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down.
So they fake to Jalen Dunn. Jacobs keeps it, and he is going to be tackled in the backfield by Bryson Mattia. Flag thrown by the linesman on the far side. And we'll see what this one is, as Benton has held, provided they were not offside. Brad Harris is saying decline it. It's on El Dorado.
Looked like it may have been a false start. Illegal formation.
So 4th down back at their own 11 following the 2-yard loss, and Chris Hill sends on his punt team on 4th and 6.
Terry said something a second ago that really resonated with me as far as the mentality and mindset of the football team and the players. But, we stop them, and then we go, a very, very unsuccessful offensive possession, but it's still 0-0. Everything's washed. There's no reason to panic or worry about anything. So,
yeah, you just reset at that point.
Yeah. And Paxton Strong tried to run on the field late and then was summoned back, and he was on the field at the snap. El Dorado is going to be backed up 5 more. There's some confusion about the punt team personnel for the Wildcats. Justin Hammett is their punter. A very talented sophomore. He plays wide receiver, he plays strong safety, and he punts for this Wildcat team.
He looks like he's got excellent size as
yes,
well.
He does. He does. Let's see. Justin Hammett is 6'3", 200.
That's a good-looking sophomore.
Yeah, it is. So 4th down and 11 back at the 6-yard line. Snap over his head, and that's a safety. Benton goes up 2-0 on the snap over the head of Hammett. And for a 6'3" guy not to be able to reach it, Justin, that one was airmailed.
Yeah, there was no chance that he had to get in that ball, and this is a really good start for our team. We just watched it, went bad offensive possession, great defensive possession, and then all of a sudden they just gave us 2 free ones, and we're about to get the ball. Hopefully we can manufacture some points here and go up 2 possessions.
Josh, you gotta love a 3 and out and a snap over the head for a safety.
Yeah, you were just talking about the mood or asking how it is. I can tell you it just went up about 10 notches down here. So,
exactly.
Yeah, so a lot of fun to see the kids get excited over that one. I was watching that on film, and I can tell you I think we have an opportunity all night long to get maybe our first pump block or something. They're pretty slow at it. We got some pretty speedy guys.
Good observation, Josh. And Terry, it always is an extra burst for the whole team when you can get that 2 points.
Yeah, but let's talk about who set those 2 points up. How about Dawson Davies?
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about Gabe all the time, but Dawson's punt inside the 10-yard line really set the tone for that entire exchange, and big-time weapon for us on the punt.
Yeah, I want to know who coaches the kickers. Whoever's doing a good job.
That would be one Bradley Harris, if I know right.
That's exactly who it is.
So Dawson Dave's punt was 46 yards, pinned him inside the 10, and that turns into 2 points for the Panthers. El Dorado will kick it off. They'll squib it. JCB fields it on the hop, and he's going to return it to the 41-yard line. Ben's going to have great field position up 2-0 in El Dorado territory.
Now, Jim, I was thinking when that safety happened, you always love the points, but I was excited about getting the ball at the 40-yard line on the punt, and lo and behold, we got 2 points and the ball at 40.
Absolutely. Take it all night long. So we'll see what the Panther offense can do here on their second possession. Deaton in the sidecar to Drew's left. 3 receiver set. Fake to Gunner. He stays into block. Drew lobs it up for Will. Diving catch. Yes! At the 10-yard line. 31 yards. What a catch by Will.
That was an outstanding route and catch. Great delivery by the quarterback. But one thing I wish you could see on film, Coach Harris and the offensive staff did an excellent job of bringing the tight end in and rolling the safety down. They knew their adjustment to that formation, and they suckered the safety to come downhill, and they got him over the top.
Panthers with a tight formation now. Handoff to Gunner, and he pinballs his way for a yard to the 9.
Boy, that was a good job of him rotating to the left once he hit contact. It almost squirted away, but they were able to get him down.
Benton 23 of 28 in the red zone this year. First trip to the red zone tonight. 2nd down and goal at the El Dorado 9. Balance formation, 2 receivers to each side. Now they bring Poot in motion, going to circle him back around, pitch to him on the option, gets a block from Gunner, but he's going to be ridden out of bounds by Ja'Cory Lumsey, the outstanding middle linebacker who had 14 tackles last week against Sylvan Hills. And got to meet him last year. He was injured when we played him last year. A very fine young man.
He was an outstanding football player. I think he's a senior.
Yes.
And he started all 3 years. He's a strong kid, too. In the weight meet, he won his weight class.
3rd down and goal from the 5. Drew pressure. Drew going to be sacked. Back at the 10-yard line, and we're going to see Gabe Wilbur come on and attempt a field goal. Gabe is 6 of 7 this year, as long as 49. This is a chip shot for him, as he'll put the tee down at the 16. So a 26-yard field goal attempt for Gabe Wilbur to try to give Benton a very baseball-like 5-0 lead. Easton Snellings will hold. Cason Wright will snap. Perfect snap and hold. Gabe's kick is up, and it is good. with 5:33 to go in the first quarter. It's Benton 5, El Dorado nothing. We'll take a 30-second break and come right back with Benton Panther football.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Your Edward Jones agent, Caitlin King, scoring drive, 5 plays, 31 yards. The big one, Drew Davis to Will Carter. It took a minute 34, and Gabe Wilbur finished it off with a 26-yard field goal to give Benton a 5-0 lead with 5 minutes 32 seconds to go in this first quarter. Brought to you by Jones Heating and Air. Gabe's kickoff is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Justin, you were trying to get him out of bounds inside the 1.
He wanted that football so bad, and if he would have caught it, we'd have pinned him on the 1-yard line.
So 2 of 2 on touchbacks tonight for Gabe, and El Dorado will have it first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Jones Heating and Air, the red truck guys, located at 19133 I-30 Frontage Road in Benton. And, man, with the temperatures about to change, might need Jones Heating and Air to come service the furnace next week. As Jeremy Samuel gets the carry, and there is nothing doing in the center of the line. Avian Beard, the nose man, leading the charge.
Yeah, Avian kind of collapsed that line that time. Had a help from Stevens. Man, we were just calling Stevens' name almost every play.
You know, and there's a guy that you mentioned earlier in the broadcast that's two-gapping everything, which is forcing them to use 2 defenders on him, and that's Carson Conyers.
Yep.
Big number 44. So they swing it out to Samuel. He breaks a tackle and is going to carry for 6 yards to the 26 and leave El Dorado with 3rd and 4.
You know, we got to make that tackle on open field, but what I like to see, though, is we forced him back to the rest of the help instead of letting him get the sideline.
The flow is good. The pursuit is good. So 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats at their own 26-yard line. El Dorado converting 49% on 3rd down on the season. Benton giving up just 15 conversions on 66 attempts coming into the game. Big 3rd down. They keep it on the ground with Samuel, and he's going to be right near the stick. They're going to mark him shy of the 30-yard line, so it is going to be 4th and inches for the Wildcats.
Well, that's a really big stop. And, wow, it looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field. And what a huge, huge development in this game. If the Panthers can hold them here, wow, they'll have the ball at the 30-yard line.
So an opportunity for the PDC to make an early statement. 4-man front as Mattia walks up to a defensive end. Weston Monson playing linebacker in the middle. Is Jacobs going to throw? And he's going to throw for a receiver. Flag comes in. It's Major Holloway in coverage for the Panthers, and I believe El Dorado's going to convert thanks to a penalty.
Oh, my goodness. The ball was 10 feet over his head.
Terry, I think they may have got him for holding, right off the line of scrimmage. I'm not real sure what the route was. It looked like it was a double move, but I'm going to assume it's not pass interference.
Yep. They do call a hold, so that gives a 10-yard advancement of the football and a first down to El Dorado on the hold. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Benton leads at 5-0 here tonight in this big 6A East matchup of 2-1 teams in conference play. As the handoff this time to Jeremiah Warner, and Warner got the edge. Ball came free. Did the Panthers get on it? Yes, they did. Fumble, and Benton recovers, and it is Benton Panther football. Terry, did you see who recovered it?
Yeah, it was Well, I did.
This is a sudden change of possession. As an offensive guy, I would really like to see a shot taken right here. Try to break their back with one play.
It's Jeremiah Warner's first carry of the game. Antonio Shelton ripped it loose. Trey Stewart recovered it.
Yeah, Antonio Shelton and Hill both were in on that. Antonio stripped it, and then you said Stewart recovered it?
Yep, Trey Stewart recovered it. 1st and 10, Benton at the 38. Drew Davis downfield, hits Will Carter on the crossing route. Will reverses field, inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line.
Excellent play call, excellent execution by the quarterback. He was wanting to go over the top. He checked it down to a second progression. Great route by Will Carter, and good yak. That's yards after the catch.
Very
right?
good yak. 29 yards, Davis to Carter. And Benton's in the red zone again. 1st down and 10 at the El Dorado 9-yard line.
They're going man. We're going to take a shot. Touchdown.
Drew to the end zone. Touchdown to Will Carter. Drew's 97th career touchdown pass. Will's 7th touchdown receiving on the year, and the Panthers go up 11-0.
What a great momentum changer.
We needed that to happen. That's one of those, anytime you get a sudden change of possession and you go, what was that, 2 plays?
Yes.
Score in 2 plays. Now, they're not feeling very good about themselves.
And was it Stewart that got caught on the hold?
No, it was Major.
Major Holloway.
Major Holloway. Well, Major Holloway owes Stewart a steak.
Or how about a lost pizza?
Yeah, lost
on Tuesday night.
On Tuesday night. That's exactly right.
Your Edward Jones agent Caitlin King scoring drive, 2 plays, 38 yards and 26 seconds, and it was all Drew Davis and Will Carter on that 38-yard drive to put the Panthers up 12-0. Josh, I imagine the mood just continues to inflate down there.
It does. It keeps getting a little more excited. Boys came off just pumped up here on that turnover. And I'll tell you, had Coach Gentry over there after that last series getting those linemen squared away. And I'll tell you, they looked a little bit better coming out this last drive.
They did, and I'll tell you what, Coach Nethery would say, it's an easy game.
Exactly. And Butch Jones would say complimentary football at its finest. The defense doing its job, the offense doing its job, special teams doing their job. As Panthers try to sneak an onside kick in.
Oh, they may have gotten it.
I believe Benton did get it as the ball continued to squirt free. Sylvan Hills recovered 2 onside kicks against El Dorado last week. Antonio Shelton came out of there with the football. There is a meeting of the striped shirts at the 48. How can that not be Panther football? Antonio Shelton has it.
I'm unsure of the confusion as well.
Oh, my word. And Brad Harris is going to bend the ear of the stripes. How does Antonio come up with it and not be Panther football?
That's Coach Harris is beside himself.
We get a replay on that, Will?
Well, we're about to snap the ball.
All right, let's get it after this play, and we'll see what happened. As El Dorado has it 1st down and 10 at their own 48 following the onside kick recovery. Samuel just bulldozes his way into Benton territory at the 46 as Austin Hill was knocked to the ground after the play. Let's re-rack that onside kick, Justin.
So it went the full 10 yards. Nobody has possession. That's Benton football.
As Austin Hill makes the tackle on a Samuel carry down to the Panther 40, 1st down Wildcats. So we're still kind of mystified as how it's not Benton football right now. Samuel carries. Austin Hill again on the tackle. Austin not afraid to stick his nose in there. as Samuel picks up 7 to the Benton 33.
Yeah, and I think that, this is the game they want to play. They're doing a great job of mixing up their run. They're running a concept called duo, and then they're sprinkling in a little gap scheme, making it hard on our linebackers to re-tease.
Just give it to Samuel again, and Samuel going to have another El Dorado first down to the Benton 26, a gain of 7. So Jeremy Samuel ripping off carries of 6, 6, 7, and 7, and it's first down Wildcats.
They're doing a really good job with the personnel using their H-back, and if you can kind of see what they're doing, they're aligning that H-back on the outside foot of the tackle, and they're running a concept called duo, which for everybody listening, they're just creating as many double teams at the point of attack as possible and just letting number 6 work.
So an illegal formation is going to bring that one back. And it'll be second down and 9, El Dorado, as they move it back to the Wildcat 38-yard line. Josh, I want to come down to you after this play as Cannon Jacobs drops back, steps up, going deep. Nice adjustment and catch down inside the 10-yard line. Is that catch by Christian Williams, and El Dorado hustles to the line. Josh, you said the referee said something to Coach Harris after that onside kick recovery.
Yeah, I went ahead and moved up there just to hear the conversation, and literally the response from the referee was, "I'm sorry."
Okay. Jeez. Oh. Well, that doesn't help.
It doesn't.
Samuel carries for 1, second and goal, El Dorado at the Benton 8.
Maybe we'll get a makeup call here.
Formation strength is to the right. Cannon Jacobs keeps running right, and he gets the edge. He gets the end zone. Touchdown, Cannon Jacobs on the quarterback keep, and it is now 12-6 with 1:34 to go in the first quarter.
That's the first time we've seen them use the athletic ability of the quarterback, and he did a really good Drew Harris impersonation right there, giving the defender his hip, and then changing the pace and outrunning him to the end zone.
So Eric Flores is on for the extra point for El Dorado. As the Wildcats in the end zone for the first time. 52-yard scoring drive. And Flores, the sophomore, knocks it through, and it is 12-7 with 1:34 to go in the first quarter. 6-play, 52-yard scoring drive for the Wildcats. And Terry, that was just some bully ball that time from El Dorado.
Yeah, it really was, and I can't see a scenario where they get away from that. The longer the game goes, the more impactful that's going to be, because guys start getting tired. And really good job of running the football, and they were running between the tackles. This wasn't a speed game.
Not at
all. They were going outside. They were just lining up and smashing it forward.
Yeah, they were getting 20 personnel, so 2 backs, no tight ends, and they were just playing bully ball, like you said. But here's one thing I'd like to point out, though. Since we've gotten Conyers back, we've been able to rotate our defensive line in, and I think it really helped us. You saw that last week. We didn't get as tired. If you go back to Sylvan Hills, I think we got gassed, and it was very difficult for us to stop. Now, just adding one person to the mix does a lot for the energy of these guys, especially in the box.
So the kickoff from El Dorado is going to be a squib kick that takes a high bounce. It's fielded by Easton Snellings, and he's going to return it to the 36-yard line. That's where Benton will put it in play with 1:34 to go in the first quarter here tonight from Memorial Stadium in the heart of El Dorado.
This is a great opportunity for our offense, I think, to be able to go ahead and manufacture some more points right here. I think Coach Harris and the offensive staff has figured out exactly what they want to do. It's just up to the kids to execute now.
Balance formation, 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Now Deaton motions out of the backfield. Going to flip it out to Carson Collett. He gets a great block from Gunner. Gets a great block from Pettit and Pilkington. And Poot is in El Dorado territory. They're going to mark him out at the Wildcat 27.
Guys, Poot is not healthy. A healthy a healthy Collett is scoring right there. You can tell he's still kind of reserved. I think he's still a little worried about that hamstring. But
hey, listen, anytime he wants to be reserved for a 30-yard gain, be my guest.
38, exactly. First down and 10. They go right back to Poot on the little inside flip, and Poot is going to be flipped down by Spencer Poole for no gain. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like Poot read the block wrong. I think Will did a really good job at capping the defensive end or the linebacker that came down, and he tried to duck inside instead of trust.
Yep.
So 2nd and 10 Panthers at the Wildcat 26, 48 seconds and counting. There's 2 backs in the backfield. Now Panthers going to shift.
I love it.
Trips bunch to the left. Now Carter in motion, a little orbit motion. Going to run the option. Will drops it, and El Dorado's going to come up with it.
I really like the presentation. I like the numbers game we created. Everything looked great. Coach Harris is arguing it's still Benton Panther football.
Yeah. Then now's a chance for them to get it right.
All right. We going to get another apology down there, Josh?
Well, I'll let you know in here in just a second.
Okay, Josh is eavesdropping as Brad Harris visits with the white hat, the line judge on the near side.
So they're giving it to him.
That's unbelievable.
And Brad saying, hey, you owe us 2.
How is that El Dorado football when number 3 gets off the field with the football?
Josh?
Well, again, we got just another I don't know, kind of a blank look. Quite frankly, I just don't think they saw it.
What in the world is going on?
First down and 10. Wildcats at the 30. Jacobs flares it out. Good pursuit as Drake Woodard over there. Hipskin forced the fumble. There is a massive humanity at the 29-yard line. They owe us one. Hey, Dakota Manchak has a football.
I think we earned that one.
There you go.
I think you saw that one.
How about Woodard coming in to lay that lick to clean it up? And I think he was the one that caused the fumble there. I talked to his father before the game, and he made a comment about how I called him thick. He didn't like that. So today I'm going to call him fluffy.
I can't wait for Luke to hear that tonight on the drive home.
He knows it's out of love. But him and his wife has produced a outstanding football player and a sophomore that is doing great things for the Benton Panthers.
Love the Woodard, not Woodward, Woodard family.
Yes.
1st and 10 Panthers. 20 seconds to go in a thrilling first quarter that Benton leads 12-7 as Drew bobbles the snap and has to fall on it at the 32. So, Terry, paying attention to details, we've got ball handling issues tonight.
I was just about to say, I remember somebody saying something in the beginning of the broadcast about paying attention to details. This is one of those games that is traditionally well matched, that if you don't pay attention to details, you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt.
As the first quarter comes to an end, Benton leads at 12-7 tonight. We'll take a break, come back with the second quarter right after this.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers.
Every time.
As we start the second quarter, it's 2nd down and 13 Benton at their own 31-yard line. A big hello to Dio Vanucci watching from Dallas tonight. You better hurry back or Justin Ray's going to Wally Pip you. 2nd down and 13. Murdoch in the backfield. Snap back to Drew. He's going to throw to the near side to Cordy Anderson, and he is rudely met by Marsavius Ishmael at the 24-yard line. A gain of 7, and that'll leave Benton with 3rd and 6.
You know, it makes the game very easy when they're playing the coverage that they are. You know, they're playing a drop 4. Linebackers are kind of on an island. It looked like that was probably a run-pass option, and the players did a great job executing.
Panthers in Wilbur field goal territory, but would love to convert here on 3rd down as Drew's going to swing it out to Murdoch. Murdoch makes a man miss, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. What an effort by Brendan Murdoch.
Yeah, he seems to do that a lot. His second effort, he's got a lot of heart, man. For a kid his size, he runs like he's about 6'2", 250.
Yeah, and here come the Panthers with a little tempo.
1st down and 10 at the 17. Murdoch needed 6, picked up 7.
Looks like we have an attached tight end. I think we're doing that to draw the safety in, change the alignment of the secondary.
Snap, perfect. Drew looking to Berger. You're going to swing it out to Murdoch again. Brendan spins out of a tackle. Touchdown, Brendan Murdoch! Wow, what an individual effort on back-to-back catches.
Well, they left him open, and that time he hit a spin. He hit the circle button, as we like to say.
Yeah, that's right.
And spun his way off of the sideline back into the field of play and was able to bull his way into that end zone.
Yeah, the awareness that he had to not run out of bounds. He made that decision not to run out of bounds. He hit that circle button or B button and spun back into the field of play and scored. Outstanding run.
Gabe Wilbur's extra point is up. It is good. It's 18-7 Panthers with 11:14 to go in the 1st half as Panthers turn the El Dorado fumble into points. The Edward Jones agent Caitlin King scoring drive. 4 plays, 28 yards in 1:06 seconds. And Josh, I like that complimentary football. The defense gives the ball back to the offense and they stick it in.
Absolutely, and I got to tell you, Murdoch, I've been so excited to have him on this team. He gave me fits in PDFL when he was playing on the Bryant side, and I can remember seeing that little wiggle from a long time back, and let me tell you, that was all guts on that last play, getting in there on that.
And he's gotten better every single week.
Yes.
He is really turning into a weapon for us.
And I'd like you to pay attention. Also, you had mentioned something earlier, Terry, about, the details of the game and focusing on all the small. Watch how he carries the football. He's put three points of pressure every time the ball's in his hand.
So Wilbur's kickoff is going to skip into the end zone this time. 3 for 3 on touchbacks. That's something we like keeping track of. And Gabe's perfect tonight. And El Dorado's got 80 yards ahead of him with 11:14 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Well, that last drive, you can see El Dorado's offense starting to get a little bit of confidence in their scheme against our defense. Let's see if the Panthers now have made some adjustments and can get 3 and out.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the first down play of the first drive is kind of the indicator. If we can get them on a negative.
Samuel carries for 3 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Beard and Shelton both in on that tackle. Avian Beard doing a good job at the line of scrimmage tonight.
So they move Drake to nose this time. Beard shifts over the right guard. Jacobs going to throws a little tunnel screen. As an El Dorado lineman lost his helmet, but the catch was made by Jackson Pagan, and he picks up a 1st down to the 32. Jacobs going to keep. He's dancing on the edge in the Panther pursuit. Outstanding at the 34 after a 2-yard gain.
That was a hard 2 runs. That's an athletic kid, though. I don't want to see him in space anymore.
Yeah, he's dancing on the edge of being smothered.
2nd down and 8. Wildcats at their own 34.
Good job by Drake Woodard and the gang.
4 receiver set. They bring a man in motion. Give it to him on the jet sweep, and reading it perfectly was Weston Monson to drop him for a loss back to the 31.
Kind of seems on 1st down, if they don't get more than 2, they kind of go off script. So 1st down play was very beneficial, and then they were trying to shoot for a chunk play. I don't think they feel comfortable in these scenarios right here.
So 3rd down and 11. Still waiting on that Hirschfield Insurance collision of the game, Terry.
Yeah,
keep an eye on it.
We need it into the backfield.
Jacobs going to throw. Trey Stewart in coverage. Boy, Hammett went up, made an incredible catch. Austin Hill is going to track him down. But, boy, tip your hat to the 6'3" sophomore for El Dorado. As Trey Stewart had great coverage, Justin, he made an outstanding play.
He did make an outstanding play, and it looks like we have 2 players down. Looks like both of them possible lower leg injuries.
Is Austin Hill with a touchdown-saving tackle. And now Austin is up and to his feet. Hammett still down.
Yeah, Hammett looked like Hammett rolled that ankle.
Mm-hmm. Austin's might be shoulder, upper body.
What a great effort by Austin Hill getting back to make that tackle. That was just a simple go route, wasn't it, Justin?
That was, and that's what they've done. Most of their passing game has just been, hey, let's very similar to Jonesboro. As soon as we get to where we're stopping the run, their answer is, hey, we got a guy bigger, faster, stronger than yours. We're going to see if he can go win. And that's not, in my opinion, that's not winning football, and that's going to hopefully cost them later in the game.
Let's take a 30-second break for an injury timeout. Benton leads 19-7 on Benton Panther football.
Need a car? Maybe a home? Maybe just a little vacay escape? Whatever your goal, Alcoa Community FCU has a loan for that. Great rates, quick approvals, and local decisions. It's all right here in your community.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in the Jim Landers broadcast booth. Panthers lead at 19-7. It's Justin Hammett being assisted to the sideline. It is the season for fall festivals. Last Saturday was Old Fashioned Day. Last night, Ghost Town. My goodness, downtown Benton was covered up with residents scouring for candy. And tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the courthouse lawn, it's Pumpkin Fest. Naturally, there will be a plethora of pumpkins, rides, and games for all ages, and there will be a pie-eating contest that Justin Ray is probably tempted to enter.
I would win it, I think.
So, Pumpkin Fest tomorrow at 10 to 2 on the courthouse lawn as Samuel carries for no gain at 2nd and 10.
I think I could compete with anybody eating a pecan pie.
Ooh, oh, you didn't. It's a diabetic's worst nightmare.
I think I'm well on my way.
Matea and Hipskin both in on that tackle.
Tell you, Logan's having a nice night as well. 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball at the Panther 18 as they bring a man in motion. Jacobs going to follow the motion man. And the Panthers read that play well as Shelton and Monson on the tackle.
Yeah, they were waiting on him.
You mentioned Hipskin. I think he was probably one of Coach Harris's best recruits of the season. You know, he was in the hallway. He got him back out for football, and that was very well. Great coaching. Got a little double hand.
Paxton Strong pitches to Jacobs in a nifty little play that's going to pick up a 1st and goal for El Dorado as Jacobs pushed out of bounds by Shelton.
Yeah, very nifty play, but that's a traditional football play. If you go back in history, that's just a double hand, and any double hand play always has a pitch off of it to the quarterback.
So they
very well executed.
Hand it off to Samuel. Flags fly and blow the play dead as Benton trying to substitute. I'm not sure they got the man off the field in time.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. That's probably a penalty that, if that's on the Panthers, that's a penalty that we want.
Yes, because he was walking in.
Yeah, he sure was.
So it's 1 yard penalty, first down and goal, El Dorado at the Benton 1 yard line. Second quarter brought to you by Midtown Mechanical. So they go full house backfield, 2 sidecars and a tailback. Jacobs under center, and he sneaks. And they are going to say short.
Yeah, they turned his body.
Looked like they were trying a little Philadelphia Eagle tush push. They didn't execute it like the Philadelphia Eagles, though.
See if they go for it again. It's Jacobs into the end zone this time for an El Dorado touchdown. On the quarterback sneak with 7:31 to go in the first half, and El Dorado has trimmed the Benton lead to 19-13.
Well, El Dorado's having a lot of success on that run. And now they're coming up with some really creative play calls too, Justin. That play that set up the touchdown there, that really was a creative play. And just as you say, anytime you've got 2, you've got a pitch man. But, I mean, that was interesting to see the quarterback as the pitch man.
Yeah. So that's if you go the wing T offense.
Yeah.
That's a traditional play, the double hand. You've seen, Boonville's ran it for years, lots of success.
Lake Hamilton,
Jessieville used to run it at a very high level, and Jessieville actually always had the pitch off of it to the quarterback.
Yes.
So they won a state championship in 2009 running that play, and I think their quarterback actually scored a touchdown on the pitch.
So extra point by Flores is good following the false start 5-yard penalty. 19-14, Benton leads it with 7:31 to go. Can you name that Jessieville quarterback from 09?
He was the head football coach at Jessieville. Started his football coaching career at Lakeside. He played at Arkansas State, but I cannot remember his name.
How about T.J. Burke?
T.J. Burke. And I know T.J., it's been a long time since I've had a conversation with him, but he was a heck of a football player. Coach Phillips was a Hall of Fame coach. I think their field's named after him.
Yes, it sure is.
And I'm pretty sure I got the year right. Was it 2009?
Yeah, with Lionel Fort in the backfield,
yes.
And we're going down Jessieville history.
Yeah.
Don Pierce, the offensive coordinator.
Yep. And he went on to do good things. I think he actually hired TJ at Lakeside.
He sure did. I believe TJ's an administrator now at Lake Hamilton.
I believe you're right.
Speaking of administrators, Kurt Barger, the principal of Benton High School, will be our halftime guest tonight on the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show.
I like to get in on that interview as many times as I had to sit in his office. I'd like to.
Hey, we'll let you interview him. It's all you tonight, Justin.
Try to make him feel uncomfortable.
10-play, 80-yard scoring drive for El Dorado in 3 minutes, 43 seconds. And here goes the Panthers on a big kick return by Murdoch.
Player of the game thus far.
I'm with you. As Murdoch bumped out of bounds, Benton's going to have it in El Dorado territory at the 33. Put a star by that kick return.
Yeah, and the thing is how patient he was on the return, waiting for his blockers to get in front of him and then exploding through the hole.
Absolutely. He is. This is his coming out party right here, and we need him to continue that. The more he grows into this position, it's going to help us with our running back depth going on. Hopefully making a long run in the playoffs.
So an opportunity to answer as El Dorado's cut the Benton lead to 5. First down and 10 at the 33 of the Wildcats. As Benton moves toward the south end zone here in the second quarter. Quick pass out to Poot. Gets a nice block from Deaton. I've seen that play now 3 times tonight, and effective all 3, Justin.
Yes, and that was my key to victory for the offense is to use the passing game as an extension of the run game. Sometimes give those front 5 guys a break. Let's let the skinny guys in the perimeter have a little block on experience.
And I know you always like to get that defense moving side to side.
Absolutely.
And that's a play that certainly does that as Drew fakes the pitch to Poot. Wide open JCB. And JCB bouncing off of tackles down to the They're going to give him the 9-yard line. That's 18 yards and a Benton first down in the red zone.
Boy, you saw John Curtis catch that football and immediately double over because he knew he was going to get hit, and then he's the one that actually laid the hit.
Absolutely.
Kept his feet and was able to get a few more yards.
Very good awareness by number 14.
First and goal, Benton at the Wildcat 9-yard line. Drew going to throw. Drew going to roll to his right, looking, pointing, directing. Now Drew just going to carry it out of bounds. Wisely, Justin, not trying to force it into coverage.
That's right. Will Carter looked like he was working for him, but there was nobody just clear to throw it to. Very smart decision by number 7. Take care of the football, and that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
It's in the details, right?
Live to fight another day. 6:37 to go in the first half. Second and goal, Benton at the 5. Trips bunched to the right. Now they bring Poot in motion, orbit. Drew going to keep, and Drew going to score! Touchdown, Drew Davis, his 8th rushing touchdown of the season.
Another very patient run by our Benton Panthers. They're doing a great job. Coach Shaw must have done a good job in endo run this week of forcing these guys to maybe do some bag drills and work on patience.
Well, anytime we get down inside that 10-yard line, he's always a threat to just tuck it and run. That looked like a design play, but there are a lot of opportunities for him to do that.
Yeah, it looked like just a traditional triple option out of the shotgun. They had a dive back. They had the quarterback making the read on the defensive end. It's just zone option is what it is, but it's really a spinoff of the old school veer,
Yeah.
For those of you guys that have been watching football for a long time.
Gabe Wilbur kicks the point through. Then Panthers take over 26 to 14. Yeah, take the lead.
Your Edward Jones agent Kalen King scoring drive after the big Brendan Murdoch kick return. 4 plays, 33 yards in 52 seconds. And Josh, we're seeing Brendan Murdoch at his best tonight.
Yeah, the kid is he's finding his own here at Benton. Couldn't be happier to have him on our side these days. So, and I'll tell you guys, that last play that you talked about, I believe that was the same play that we had the fumble on the pitch, and this time we executed, and it looked good.
So Wilbur, 3 of 3 on touchbacks, kicking off for the 4th time in this first half. And he kicks that one 7 yards deep in the end zone. What a weapon. So El Dorado will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. Now they went 80 yards last time, Terry. We need the defense to buckle down here.
Well, I was just about to say, with 6 minutes and 32 seconds to play in the second quarter, we really need the Panthers to get aligned, be disciplined, stay in their gaps, and execute defensive football here. We really need them to get a 3 and out so that we can get another score.
So 1st and 10 Wildcats. It's Jacobs, drops back, looks. Now going to run, and he has to throw it away. He had Antonio Shelton bearing down on him. And Jacobs lives to fight another day. 2nd down and 10. Just got a message from one of our sponsors, Whitney Flowers with Westside Wellness. She said she would pay a lot of money to watch you and Luke Flowers in a pecan pie eating contest.
I'm game. You bring the pecan pies, and I'll bring my shovel.
2nd down and 10. Is a handoff to Samuel, and the Panther pursuit is outstanding. To Samuel, bounced off a couple of tackles, and then he was rocked, Terry.
He sure was, and I couldn't see who it was from. It may have been Payne.
It may have been Cordell.
As much as I hate to say this on a 3rd and 10, it's
wow,
really nice.
That's exactly who it was, Cordell Payne.
Yeah, it's really nice to see number 7, Justin Hamill, back on the field for El Dorado. I'm glad the young man's not hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So 3rd down and 9. Jacobs hit by Manchek as he throws. Oh, my word. Coming out of nowhere, Christian Williams to make the catch. Looked like that was intended for Hammett, and Williams came out of nowhere to make the play, 19 yards and a first down.
Well, in all fairness to Holloway, I mean, he's covering 2 players. So
it looked like Hamill was in a position to make the play as well.
So first down and 10 Wildcats, 5:42 to go in the first half. Jacobs brings a man in motion, fakes, looking downfield. Here comes a pressure from Monson. He eludes that pressure. Wow, Jacobs with a Houdini act to pick up 8 yards.
Well, he doesn't look that fast, but somehow he's getting outside and getting enough running space to make plays.
You know, I mentioned this earlier in the broadcast. He reminds me a lot of the running style of Drew Harris. He's very twitchy. He changes the angles up, and I believe he is naturally a wide receiver.
Is Williams going to catch the bubble screen, and he's going to have a first down. Cubs up hobbling to the Wildcat 30, or the Panther 37, a gain of 15.
Yeah, it looked like he got rolled up on the tackle. Stevens showing his speed, chasing down a wide receiver from behind, and on the tackle, it looked like he kind of rolled up the back of his leg.
So we've got a timeout on the field. Let's take a 30-second timeout. 5:23 to go in the second quarter. Benton leads 26-14.
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Panther football proudly sponsored by the City of Benton, and the city is proud to announce the beginning of a new Hometown Hero banner program. 60 spots are available and open to all active duty and veterans of all branches of the military. You can have your loved one's picture fly on a banner over South Street downtown for an entire year, and at the end of that year, the banner will be given to you and your family to keep. For more information, contact the city. And Terry, I know that's something dear to your heart. Very special new program, the Hometown Hero banner.
Yeah, it sure is. Great. Well, I started talking in the snap. Yeah, it sure is, and good for the city in making that a priority to recognize those that deserve it.
So that's for all active military as well as veterans of all branches of service. 60 spots available to have your loved one's picture on a banner that will adorn South Street in downtown. Contact the city for more information. First and 15. They run the wheel route, and that ball is incomplete as they tried to get it to Jackson Pagan. And the old wheel route, Justin, right there.
Yeah, I think with a little better throw, that would have been a chunk play for him. They had his beat. That was a really good job by the quarterback of checking back. He looked early. He went away from it. When he came back to it, I don't think he was throwing off of a very good platform. Thank goodness for us.
Second down and 15 for the Wildcats at the Benton 42, 5:16 to go in the second quarter.
Well, one of the things that's working for them on these deep pass plays is the lack of pressure that we have gotten in other games. And somehow the Panthers are going to have to find a stronger pass rush on these passing downs.
Josh, I'm sorry. Josh, I wanted to go down to you. You're the father of a linebacker, and I know you keep a really close eye on the defense. Your assessment of the defense down there at field level?
Yeah, I think the commentary around starting to see a little bit of the fatigue in the legs, you can start to see that, and this is where, if I'm in there, you got to tell the guys you're going to have to just dig a little bit deeper than they are because they're tired as well, right? So it's this is just going to have to be a gutty performance the rest of the way through.
And it's heavy air, it's hot, there's no wind to speak of, it's humid, Justin. Very odd for week 7.
Yes, and October's my favorite month, and it hadn't felt like an October day yet this year. But going back to the defense, What I would like to see us do is 100% try to take the run away. Force them to have to throw the football. I don't think they've gotten good, some really good chunk plays over the top, but I don't think they can do that all night. That's a low percentage play. Their bread and butter is running the football. I think if we stay with the game plan and try to figure out how to just control all the gaps up front, force them to be one-dimensional and throw the football, they're not built to win that way. So that's what I would like to see us continue doing.
As you look at the secondary, Trey Stewart, Messiah Holloway, A.P. Lewis, the talented sophomore, corner on the near side. Corey Anderson is in there. Cordell Payne is the free safety. Austin Hill still on the Panther sideline for this 2nd down and 15. El Dorado at the Benton 42. So they bring Strong in motion. Jacobs flushed, going to throw under pressure. And Trey Stewart step for step with the receiver. Great coverage, 3rd and 15.
Yeah, it really was a good job of Stewart. He didn't turn his head around, and that ball was a little underthrown. And when I saw that Trey was tracking it, I felt like if he turned his head, he might get a shot at that ball.
Yeah, Terry, I think all his coverage, he's been in their hip pocket, and he's just not getting his head around. I think he would have had a few deflections or a pick by now.
Jacobs unloaded on by Connor Stevens as he threw. Pass is incomplete. But we've got a contender for the collision of the night as Connor Stevens just depleted Cannon Jacobs on the throw.
Maybe we'll see this on the replay. Wow, that was a good shot. You say that was Connor Stevens?
Yes.
Connor having a huge night tonight.
So 4th down and 15, and Chris Hill sends on his punter. Justin Hammett is going to punt it away. Corey Anderson stands at the 10-yard line to receive the punt with 5:03 to go in the 2nd quarter. And now we've got a marker, and I believe we've got a delay of game that's going to back El Dorado up 5 yards. So pay attention here. Josh Monson said we could get a block tonight. Let's see what kind of pressure the Panthers apply on this punt. Hammett stands at his own 38. Now a whistle and a timeout by Brad Harris. Let's take a 30-second as Benton leads at 26-14.
Midtown Plumbing services over 1 million square feet of commercial property in Little Rock. And they've also provided plumbing needs to thousands of residential clients all over Central Arkansas. Along with residential and commercial plumbing, Midtown also provides water heater sales, sewer repair, remodeling services, and 24-hour emergency plumbing. Midtown Plumbing, just a phone call away. 501-426-5900. MidtownMechanicalServices.com.
Terry, you thought you saw something.
Yeah. Number 4 over there, he just looked a little suspicious, Justin. He looked like he was up to something, and I think it spooked a lot of people, not just me.
Yeah, it looked like Brad saw what you saw, and they quickly called a timeout to make sure they were put in a very good, safe defensive position here.
So Brad Harris is attempting to tie Dwight Fite tonight as the winningest coach in Benton High School history at 83. And if the Panthers can win tonight, that would give him a chance to become the all-time leader in wins next Friday at home.
I wasn't going to mention it the entire night because I'm so superstitious.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So 4th down after the timeout. Hammett to punt it away. Another high snap. Very slow in getting that punt away. But Corey Anderson is hit, and that's catch interference. And that's going to be 15 yards as El Dorado unloaded on Corey. And Benton should have it around the 30-yard line to start this possession.
Corey's just shaking his head like, what in the world?
That's probably one of the most difficult things to do in the game of football is stand underneath a football that's 70 feet floating in the air, and you have guys with a 50-yard head start coming to hit you as hard as they can.
Ugh.
And you got to just keep your composure and catch the ball. Corey just did an outstanding job.
One of the greatest timed hits I've ever seen on a punt came from a Benton Panther playing for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and that's Bubba Barra.
Ooh.
He came on a streak and hit right as the ball got there.
So the Panthers have it 1st and 10 at the 31 following the catch interference penalty. 4:52, a lot of time left in this second quarter. Benton leading 26-14, and Brendan Murdoch gets the carry, and he's going to pick up 3 yards to the 34.
Well, you've seen that movie Any Given Sunday, and they talk about the game of inches. That play was a game of inches right there. 2 more feet, and he's gone.
Back to Murdoch, and Murdoch runs into the back of his blocker that time. That was Jonathan Bianchi. 2-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 5. So Jaden Woolbright just texted and said, why not block a punt every game? He was our punt blocking machine back in the day. 3rd down and 5, going to pitch it out to Poot. And Poot is hit hard on the edge, but he's going to have the 1st down to the 41. It looked like he had more room there, Justin.
Yeah, it looked like he ran into the back of his blocker. I thought he was going to crease it. That's the fastest I've seen him look.
That's exactly right. The one that laid the big hit was Will Carter.
Our collision of the night, Carter and Collett.
I think he's still feeling it.
At the 41. Sponsored by Jason Kelly and Hirschfield Insurance. As Drew rolls to the right, looking downfield for Poot, underthrows him, and Ishmael is going to pick it off. Interception for El Dorado at the 30-yard line, and so Drew is picked off by Marsavius Ishmael at the 3:23 mark, and El Dorado has it.
Yeah, it looked like we got behind the defense. He just underthrew that football. If he would have just let that thing go, I think we would have had a chunk play, a possible touchdown.
Now it's back on the PDC to get a stop here before the first half concludes.
You know, we were talking mentality earlier in the game. You know, you can always spin this in your head. That's as good as a punt. You know, so that's kind of what we need to do.
First down, Wildcats. Jacobs hands it off to Samuel, and they continue to try the center of the line with little success as Weston Monson makes a tackle after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a great job by Monson. He stayed at home, and the blockers were trying to push. He stayed at home and was able to.
Yeah, you know what I've seen out of this offense, if they don't get more than 3 or 4 yards, they go off script and they start throwing the football, and this is exactly what we want to see.
It's AP Lewis in coverage. That ball overthrown, intended for Bronson Brock, and now it's 3rd and 8.
And that's exactly where we want them.
They are not a team that's built to throw the football. That's what happened last week to them. They scored 12 points, right, last week? And 10 points. And I think it all came down to Sylvan Hill stopped the run and forced them to have to do something they didn't want to do.
But we're seeing teams kind of duplicate the same game plan. It's run and then deep shots. Not a lot of underneath stuff, Justin.
And that's a lot of that is because of the defense that we're playing. You know, we're playing cover 0. So, the easiest thing I'm going to be probably pretty hard on some people, but the laziest thing to do, in my opinion, is to just find one-on-one matchups and throw deep balls. To me, that's lazy coaching. That's not very creative coaching, and you're not putting your guys in winning scenarios a lot of the time. If you're playing against a man defense, which we're giving a lot, there's a lot of creative things to do to get your athletes in space. But I'm really glad to see the one-on-one go balls.
Yep.
That is the lowest percentage play in football, and they've connected a few times, but very similar to Jonesboro. They may connect a few, but if they continue to do it, it's a losing proposition.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Terry. It's very reminiscent of the Jonesboro game plan.
Yep.
Try to start with the run and then just throw deep balls. So 3rd down and 8, Wildcats out of the timeout as Jacobs drops straight back. He throws, that time an intermediate route, and the catch was made by Christian Williams. Trey Stewart on the tackle. It's a 1st down for El Dorado at the 45, one of the few mid-range throws we've seen.
That's the first concept I think we've seen in this quarter.
So El Dorado tried to go tempo, and we've got a whistle and a flag.
I just noticed on our screen that we're not tracking the time, so we all three need to probably do a better job for our viewers to track the time. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the half.
Something tells me you got a text.
No, I didn't. I just looked down to see what the time was, and I noticed the clock wasn't there.
Judd Hart's usually our guy that sends text reminders about the clock, so 1st down and 15 following the false start. Jacobs drops back. He's flushed. Still looking downfield, just going to throw it away. Is a Panther coverage that time outstanding. El Dorado had 3 men deep, and 3 men in white blanketed them.
And a great catch by Max Gist.
Obey Max. It's the number 2Y on the depth chart behind John Curtis Barger, showing good hands over there. Second down and 15 as Williams goes in motion. Jacobs throws to Williams on the wheel out of the backfield, incomplete, 3rd and 15.
I think they saw that being a positive play earlier, and they've gone back to it 3 times since, and they're 0 for 3. So we're doing a great job of coaching our kids on the sideline to identify that player coming out of the backfield, and we're locking them up now.
So 3rd and 15, El Dorado at their own 40-yard line, 2:08 to go in the second quarter. Trips to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side, an empty gun for Jacobs. Panthers showing blitz as Connor Stevens moves to middle linebacker. Mattia has moved up to end, and here comes the Panthers. They're going to go deep, and a penalty flag, and A.P. Lewis just absolutely had a hold of the intended receiver, Bronson Brock, and that's going to be a flag and a 1st down for El Dorado as Major Holloway checks in.
That's 3 different 1st downs that we've given them on penalties, and just blatant penalties.
Yeah, 3rd and 15, you don't want to see that. I think he had decent coverage. He went to turn his head a little early. He got a little flustered. He went and grabbed the guy, and just wasn't something that he needed to do.
What our defensive backs have got to understand is that 3 out of 5 balls that this quarterback throws is 10 yards too deep. I mean, he's missed multiple wide open receivers.
Wholesale changes for the PDC. It's good to see Austin Hill check back in as a snap back to Jacobs, and all kinds of confusion as the whistles blow. It looks like we're about to have a do-over. Trey Stewart checks back in at corner, spelling Messiah Holloway on the near side, 1:58 to go. Carson Conyers lines up at nose. Drake Woodard back in there on the D-line as well. So they hand it off to Jalen Dunn, and Dunn breaks tackles into open field. Jalen Dunn scores for El Dorado, 45 yards to the end zone. Another sophomore for this El Dorado team. That was a freshman class that they went 10-0 last year as freshmen, and a lot of youngsters getting playing time for the men in purple.
You can tell they're very talented. Is that his first touch of the ball game?
Second.
Second touch?
Yep.
He was hard to bring down. They have some big, physical, thick sophomores. I mean, some of their biggest, most of their kids that are sophomores look like they're seniors.
Flores' extra point is good. 1:46 to go until halftime. And on the strength of a Jalen Dunn 45-yard touchdown, John, El Dorado cuts the lead to 26-21 on a 6-play, 70-yard scoring drive. And, Josh, it kind of feels like we need to get the PDC to the locker room.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Some long faces, obviously a little bit frustrated with that series. But not a whole lot of negative coming off. Just looks like we got to get back to work is the mentality.
And El Dorado was able to turn a Benton turnover into points that time, Terry.
Yeah, it's kind of a swap. And now it goes from a 2-score lead to a 1-score lead. And when you're on the road, you don't want to put yourself in those kinds of situations. And the Panthers have certainly done that to themselves on the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, again, we talked about mindset earlier, and I keep bringing it up. When you look at the scenario, though, we get the ball coming out of halftime, correct?
Yes.
So we can double them up. This is one of those great situations where we can score right before half, get the ball, starting in the third quarter, and do it again and double up the score. And now they're looking at, they're down 3 possessions.
Flores' kickoff goes out of bounds, and Benton will take it first down and 10 at the 35. 1:46, we'll see what Drew Harris has in mind here for the offense. And I like your thinking. If you can go 65 yards here and get the ball to start the second half, you could really, really gain momentum.
Yeah, you go up 19, but right now they're feeling like they're in the game, and the next time their offense touches the ball, they could be down 19.
Yep. So we'll see what the Panther offense can do in this final 1:46. As Deaton lines up to the right of quarterback Drew Davis. Drew looking left, throwing underneath, catch made, and an immediate tackle as Poot hauled it in at the 40. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
That's the first time their defense has jumped to a hard shell cover 2. Very good coaching. We had a vertical dig into an out route, and they covered it well.
So this time Drew throws intended for Will. It's high, or that was Poot. And it looks almost like a prevent secondary, Justin.
Yeah, so they're playing a 2-cloud is what they're doing, which is the first time they've adjusted all night. So, and I think that's bothering the play calling and the quarterback right now because they're showing something brand new.
So 3rd and 5, and they go to the ground with Gunner. Gunner's going to have the first down.
Great play call.
Yeah, if they're going to just back off, just run the ball, and Gunner picks up 8.
Picks up 8 and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:15 left. Panthers going to have it first down.
Actually gave him 9 to the 49. So first down and 10. Panthers with 2 timeouts remaining. As Drew takes a low snap, rolls to his right to the trip side of the formation, and slip trying to come back to the football that time. Will Carter incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the concept was a great one. Will got open. The timing, on Drew's on his interception, the timing was off. He's throwing it a little bit late, and that one as well. We're open. He needs to pull the trigger a little bit quicker.
I was just about to say he looks a little uncomfortable.
2nd and 10. El Dorado showing a blitz this time as Bratavian Brown was walking up. Now he resets. Panthers go to Gunner. Gunner trying to follow a Madison Hurd block. Going to be snowed under by the Wildcats at the 48 of El Dorado. Gain of 3, 3rd and 7.
Well, with 53 seconds left and the clock ticking, the Panthers really need to get down the field here.
Drew rolls to his right, sets his feet and throws. Wide open, Will Carter makes the catch and wisely runs out of bounds, and we're going to attack 15 onto it for roughing the passer.
Yeah, I had my eyes downfield. I didn't see the hit.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. It looked like it came from the backside, but that ball came out of Drew's hand a little funky. I'm glad everything worked out. And to be totally honest with you, in this scenario, I wouldn't mind us putting the ball on the ground again. You know, we still have 2 timeouts, short field, 42 seconds. We have all the time in the world. No need to panic. I think anything high percentage to get our guys the ball in space, or if they continue playing a 3-high look, let's run the football.
So 1st and 10 Panthers at the 21 as Drew has trouble with the snap. Bouncing off a tackle. Good night, Drew, running like a fullback. Down to the 17.
Well, we're still having some problem with the snap, and not only is it causing some fumble concerns, but it also has to do with that timing.
2nd down and 6. Drew rolls to his left, reverses field, throws back for Poot. Poot trying to get out of bounds, and they say he did. That's great effort by Poot to get out of bounds with 11 seconds. And we've got another flag thrown in the backfield. Drew was slow to get up. Poot got out of bounds at the 15. Brad Harris is visiting with the official, and we'll see what the penalty's all about.
I think it's very important they also put those 2 seconds back on the clock. You know, that 11 and 9 in this scenario is a big difference. You know, you mentioned game of inches earlier. We have 3 plays. We have 3 plays in this scenario to score. We have 2 timeouts, so we can stop it twice, which should be all we need, but we need those extra 2 seconds on the clock.
So the roughing the passer is half the distance to the goal. It's 1st and goal Benton at the El Dorado 8 with 9 seconds. A little hometown clock keeping going on here at Memorial Stadium tonight. As Drew Harris looking at the El Dorado defense, going to signal in the play. Snap clock at 13, game clock at 9. 26-21, Benton leads, trying to score here before half. As Drew takes a snap, throws, incomplete, intended for Poot. He was double covered by Brown and Ishmael, and now it's decision time for Brad Harris with 6 seconds left.
Kick that field goal.
I think you definitely run 2 more plays there.
With 6 seconds?
I think so.
Wow.
I think you go for it. You can stop the clock. Shouldn't run a 10-second or a 6-second play. And I'll tell you that last play, I think we thought they were in man coverage and they ended up dropping into a zone, so it ruined the concept that we had. But that's how important those extra 2 seconds were that I was referring to. They stopped the clock at 11 after we went out of bounds, and they ran an extra 2 off the clock. So it looks like the strategy is changing, very similar to what Terry said. We're going to run 1 more play. Well, and if we don't score, we're going to kick a field goal.
I get tangled up on football with these kinds of situations because, to me, you've got a 5-point lead. You have a chance to have an 8-point lead and the ball coming out of the second half. It's a no-brainer for me. You get those 3 points, and you want the 7.
Yeah.
But you just go ahead and get those 3 points, have the full 8-point lead and the ball.
Right. No, I understand your philosophy. I like 7 a lot more than 3.
I do like 7. What I don't like is 0.
0, right.
Well, out of the timeout after conferring, Gabe Wilbur has trotted out, and the Panthers are going to try to get 3 and go up 8. Here before the end of the half, as Kason Wright will snap, Easton Snellings will hold. Gabe Wilbur has set the tee down on the 15-yard line. He's already drilled 1 field goal tonight for the Panthers. And we'll see if he can make it 2. Perfect snap and hold, and Gabe's kick is up, and it is through. With 2 seconds remaining, the Panthers go up 29-21 on a Gabe Wilbur 25-yard field goal. And he's just become automatic.
Yeah.
What a weapon.
And he's a junior. We're going to get 1 more season of that. Which, I mean, for me, that's the fun of the broadcast, right? Is we get to watch these guys year after year. Drew Davis, Will Carter, Carson Collin. We've seen them play pitch and catch for 3 years now.
Yes, we have. You know, this is probably, I'm trying to think back to all my years of Benton Panther football and who, in my mind, that pops up as the most consistent kicker we've ever had, and I can't think of anybody better.
Yeah.
We've had some talented ones. Jared Little, I'm not sure if you guys remember him, but he was a class of 03. He went to Arkansas State. He was a freshman special teams player of the year for Arkansas State, I think in the 2004 season. But he was more of a punter. He had the strongest leg of anybody I've seen, but Wilbur is, you said it, automatic.
8 of 9 on field goals this year. And this kick is going to drive into the end zone. As Cortland Rozier is not going to be able to return it. So El Dorado is going to get one snap with 2 seconds left from their own 20. And Gabe now 5 of 5 on touchbacks tonight. Sylvan Hills leads West Memphis 35-12 at halftime. Sheridan up on Little Rock Catholic 23-7. So the Yellow Jackets bouncing back at War Memorial Stadium tonight.
Backs against the wall.
Yeah, I think at Sheridan right now, that's a must-win for them.
El Dorado's just going to take a knee and get to halftime as the horn sounds, and the Panthers will go underneath the grandstand here on the near side. Up 8, 29-21 at halftime. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, our Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime guest tonight, Kirk Barger, the principal of Benton High School.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
At First Security, we've been investing in our home state since 1932, growing deep roots and even deeper relationships. We're part of Arkansas. It's part of us. Today, we put all of that history and stability to good use for you, pouring our resources into the people and places we love best. Arkansas communities, Arkansas families, and Arkansas futures. First Security. Think better.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football, owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting, specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
True Gentleman and True Boutique are Saline County's premier shopping destinations. No matter the occasion, let us help you find your style. From the beach to the golf course, the office, or even a special night out, come check out our huge selection of merchandise. We even provide suit and tuxedo rentals. Located in downtown Benton in front of the Farmers Market Pavilion, it would be our pleasure to serve you. We are proud of our Benton Panthers and wish them luck this season. Go Panthers! Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in the heart of El Dorado, Arkansas, where the Panthers lead 29-21 at halftime tonight as we welcome in Kurt Barger, our Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime guest, the principal of Benton High School, going on how many years now?
This is year 10.
Year 10.
10 at Benton High School, yes, sir.
And how many years at the junior high before that?
3 years at the junior high before that, yes,
yep.
sir.
So 13 years?
13 years in Benton total.
Yeah.
Been great.
And what's it like being the principal and having a son out there playing such a pivotal part of the team this year?
Listen, it's exciting. It really is. I've watched a lot of high school football here at Benton and rooting on the Panthers for several years now, and it just adds a little bit to it. A little bit to it this year. Just getting to see him go out and do his thing. He's waited his turn and finally got his chance to really get out there and get some real playing time, and it's been fun to watch.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Love seeing the game he had in Jonesboro when he was really the featured target that night from the attached tight end spot.
Yes, he was. They never lined up to take him away. They put him down and put his hand in the dirt that game, and their alignment just left it wide open for us all night. So coaches coached a good game and called a good game, and he got a lot of calls that night.
Yeah. So for the folks that may not know, what was your background to bring you to Benton?
Well, so really I got into coaching right out of college. Actually, right out of college, I sold cars for a year.
Okay.
At Ryburn, I'm going to get a plug, I guess, Ryburn Automotive Superstore in Monticello, Arkansas. So
we'll send them an invoice tomorrow.
There you go. But did that for a year. And really, I wasn't looking for a coaching job. I didn't apply for a job, but I got a call from Todd Ledford. He was the head football coach and athletic director at Ashdown, Arkansas. And I had no idea where Ashdown, Arkansas even was. But he gave me a call, offered me a job. I went down there, spent 7 years there as a coach, and then ended up transitioning to foreman as a high school principal for my first administration job. And we liked it there. Everything was great. But we really just wanted to live in a community that offered more for our kids. My wife's also in education. She's a counselor at the junior high school here in Benton. And we were really just looking for more. And we knew there were some really select places that we thought we'd want to end up. And Benton was on that very short list. And so a position opened up. I applied for it, was lucky enough, and God blessed us, and I got the position, and we have loved every minute of our time here at Benton, Arkansas.
Yeah, and your daughter Addison,
yes, sir,
former homecoming queen.
Yes, sir.
She's up at U of A now.
She is in her second year at U of A in nursing school. So
awesome.
We're proud of her.
And because she's up there, that's going to pull you up there.
It sure is. It is. It's actually pulling me up there tonight. I am leaving El Dorado after the game and heading clear across the state to Fayetteville, Arkansas. So we'll be there in the morning.
So you were telling me you woke up this morning at 4:45 and you expect to arrive at your destination at 3 a.m.
Yes, sir. We're going to make it almost a 24-hour day.
You got a Red Bull IV to keep you going?
I'm going to hit up a gas station here. It looks like there may be one pretty close to the stadium here.
Yeah.
So I'll get an energy drink in me and we'll take off.
So how's the life at the high school this year?
It is really great. So we just had a very successful academic year, athletic year, extracurricular, band, choir, everything. The year 9 of my time at Benton High School was an incredible year. So we're kind of riding that high right now. Just was ranked. We were just ranked the number 1 school academically in the state of Arkansas. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And we've worked really hard. We're really proud of our kids. We're really proud of our staff, our teachers, and everybody that's been a part of that. We've got some great people and a great community here, and we've worked hard to get to that, and we're very proud of that.
So that doesn't happen accidentally. I know there's a lot of intention behind that. So can you help the folks understand how you intentionally gear toward we want to be the best academically?
Right. Well, I tell you, so the state has a grading scale. And one of the things that we've really focused on is academic growth of our students. So we know from past test scores where some of our kids are landing, and we really focus on certain groups of kids and moving them up to where they need to be. We do a lot of things with interventions and extra activities throughout the day and throughout the school year to try to provide those additional supports that they may need. And it's not easy. And we've changed schedules, and we do a lot of hard things, and we ask a whole lot of our teachers. We really do. And but they have risen to the occasion over the past few years and really put in the time and really put in the effort, and it's beginning to show.
Yeah,
and we're proud of it.
That's excellent. And then on the extracurricular side, I know the band last Saturday went to Arkadelphia and won grand champion and swept the rest of the awards.
Yes,
so we focus a lot on football, but across the board, extracurricular has been awesome at Benton High School.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I mean, you look at what our other sports have done recently in the past few years. Our girls' athletic programs have just been, almost dominant on a year-to-year basis. But our basketball team last year, our baseball team's always competitive. All of our sports, like we really, really get after it. We've got great coaches, great staff, great kids, great community support, and it shows. And our kids are flourishing because of it.
That's awesome. So if you could sort of look into the future, maybe a dream or two of Kirk Barger's for Benton High School.
Oh goodness, man! First off, I want to keep doing what we're doing. I want to keep that #1 ranking. That's a big deal to us. It's a big deal to everybody else. I think we have the staff, we have the dedication, we have the community, we have the students. We have what it takes to keep it going, and really a repeat year would absolutely be my biggest goal. It really would. So awesome.
Facility-wise,
yeah.
Everything's top-notch at the high school.
It is. We're very proud of the building we have and the facilities, our staff that takes a part in keeping that place going. I'll tell you, we're top-notch there too. With that cafeteria. I mean, I give a lot of tours, especially in the spring. We have a lot of, there's a lot of selection of districts that you get to attend in Saline County. So when we have people that are not familiar with the area and familiar with the schools move into the area, they want to take a tour. They want to see the facilities, and it makes me so happy.
Yeah,
I love those days because I get to walk around with these people and I get to see their eyes widen.
Yeah,
and I get to see them see our facilities and see how nice they are. But one of the things I love more than anything, I love having a new family to our community in the hallway when our kids are all in the hallway too. And that's a little scary. You think about it. You got 1,250 kids, bell rings, and they all start walking into the hallway. That may make you a little nervous. But I tell you, our kids, top to bottom, are so impressive.
Wow.
And when I want our visitors to see them, I want them to be in the cafeteria when there's 650 kids in there.
Wow.
Because we have that kind of kid.
Yeah. And I have noticed that with this group football team.
Yes, sir.
There is a relational, emotional, and spiritual maturity.
Yes, sir.
That seems to have raised the bar. And I'm sure what I see maybe close up with the football guys is exemplary of the entire school body.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're just a microcosm of what our student body is. They're classy. They behave themselves. They do what they're supposed to do in and out of the classroom and on and off the field.
Yeah.
And I think you could say that for the rest of our student body too. I really do think that they are a great example. They set the example. They're what everybody sees, especially this time of year. Everybody's looking at the football team and how they act and how they compose themselves, how they compete. And but I think you could look at our entire student body and see a reflection of that.
Man, that's awesome. So what you're saying is the community has every right to be proud of what's happening at Benton High School.
They absolutely should be.
Yeah.
They should be.
Yeah, and I know I was really proud Sunday with the tricentennial celebration at the museum, and proud to see you in that dunk booth.
I was in the dunk booth. And I was the first one in there. And the water had just freshly been put into that tank. and it was pretty chilly.
Pretty
I
chilly?
will say that. It was. That first go in, that first dunk it took my breath away a little bit. Well, that was a good event. I was really impressed. I didn't know what to think about it. I'd never been anything like that. And it was really neat.
Yep.
It was really neat. Did you stick around to the end?
I didn't stay till the end.
So what you missed was they dressed me up after that as the principal in 1899 when they had the first graduation. And I had a top hat on, I had a coat with tails, and I got to reenact the very first Benton High School graduation.
How about that?
Yeah, so I was cold in the cold water at the beginning, and then I was in a complete three-piece suit with a top hat on in the heat in the afternoon at the end. And so
it's good.
Had the full gamut that
Yeah,
day.
Donnie Burks and the whole crew, Brian Wake and the whole Tom Harden Museum, Benton Athletic Memorial Museum staff did an awesome job of bringing that celebration. Of course, it's in the Tom Harden building on the campus of Benton High School, and I understand Danny Revis's dad played for Tom Harden back in the day.
That's what I hear. He has told me that several times. I know he's really proud of that. And we got old Danny Danny Revis at the high school now. We've gotten him back to the high school, which we're really happy about that. But I will say he wanted a shameless request as a plug tonight.
Yeah.
And I think you gave it to him.
Well, hey, Danny's dad tied into Coach Harden.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
very, very worth recognizing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Hey, thanks for sharing some great things about Benton High School.
It's been my pleasure.
Certainly proud of the athletic and academic achievement, and we'll be praying y'all make it till 3 a.m. this morning.
I appreciate that. We'll need the prayers. We'll take our time. I may have to get out and walk around a little bit a few times. It may take us a little longer.
Kurt Barger, the principal of Benton High School, our guest on the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show. We'll take a quick break and come back with the halftime stats as Benton leads at 29-21.
So as a kid growing up in Benton, I dreamed of being a football player for the Panthers. And once I got into high school, I got to live out that dream. And the support every Friday night from the community here in this place is really, really special. Now that I'm a mortgage lender, it is my turn to support you. If you are looking to buy a home or refinance a loan, come see us at Neo Home Loans in downtown Benton.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lane's is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Welcome back to the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show. With 3 minutes left to go at halftime. The Panthers leading 29-21. First half, Justin, is in the books. The Panthers have a lead, and they're going to get the football back But I'll tell you, the Panthers really struggled many times on offense in just shooting themselves in the foot on some drives, and then on defense, we just opened some holes and then bailed them out on penalties.
Yeah, we don't have the stats in front of us, Terry, but just off the top of my head, everything you just said is completely accurate. On defense, any of the big chunk plays or them moving the ball down the field typically came on pass interference. They hit a few over the top, but we settled in, and then as soon as I thought we found a rhythm defensively, they had a sophomore pop for 60, 70 yards to kind of close out their first half of offensive production. Our offense, I think, is playing really good football, but like you said, we're shooting ourselves in the foot in situations where it's just unforced errors, to be honest with you. It's nothing I feel like they're doing to us. It's false starts, or we're dropping the football. We've put the ball on the ground, I think, 7 times. 2 of them we've been able to just pick back up and execute a football play, but there's been 5 where there's been kind of a little bit of controversy.
Yeah, well, it's been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde on defense. I mean, they've done a fantastic job of I don't have the exact stats in front of us, but Jeremy Samuel, who's their big running back, who everyone in the conference respects, they've done a good job at bottling him in. He's gotten loose for a couple of chunk plays, but nothing over the top. But it's the third-string running back, Jalen Dunn, that's the one that really got outside and took off running, and man, he hurt us big time on that long touchdown.
Yeah, if you look at their offensive production, the majority of it's coming from their sophomore class. I think Jim had mentioned it in the broadcast, a class that went 10-0, went undefeated. They're very excited about it, and I can see why. You had Justin Hamill. He's caught 1 or 2 over-the-top balls. He had maybe a third one that he was going to catch, and number 4 came out of nowhere and stole it from him. That's something they can talk about and film on Monday. And then number 15, the kid you just mentioned, he's a sophomore, and they're still in the show offensively for their team. Hopefully we can find a way. I know Coach Harris very well. He's gonna scheme them up in the second half, and I truly believe he's going to force them to be one-dimensional. That's what it kind of looked like they were getting to. And if we do that, I truly believe that we're going to have all the success that we need to get out of here alive.
Now, offensively, it just seemed like people always hear the term, they didn't get off the bus. And it always seemed like in the first half, on offense, it just seemed like we didn't have the right tempo. It seemed like something was off. It just seemed we looked a little lethargic, and it just seemed like our timing was off.
Yeah, and a lot of that was unforced errors, right? We find rhythm, and then all of a sudden false start. We find rhythm, all of a sudden we drop the snap. We find rhythm, we get a holding penalty. We find rhythm, and we run into the back of our blocker.
Yeah.
So there's and we're saying all of these things, and we're still winning the football game and scored 29 first half points. All right, we're going to go down to the field. We got Coach Brad Harris down there to talk about what he's thinking in the first half.
Hey, guys, thanks for coming. I've got Coach Harris here. So, Coach, looks like we had did a lot of good things on offense, a lot of good things on defense. Had a little bit of a hard time getting off on third down again, and then shot ourselves in the foot a little bit on offense. Any thoughts on changes to the second half and kind of what you told the team coming into this one?
Well, the biggest thing is we got to quit shooting our toes off, like you said. I mean, my gosh. Third down, can't get off the field. We missed tackles on the long touchdown run. Not great effort. Biggest thing is we got to find some heart and energy, man. I mean, that's all it comes down to, execution. All right, we're just not getting to the football and defense like we need to at times. Now, at times we look really good, but there's no consistency whatsoever. Then offensively right now, they're playing. They're trying to keep us everything in front of us passing. I don't blame them. I'd put it on our offensive line too, and we've got to step up, man up on the offensive line, and our running backs and quarterback got to run the football. We got to do a better job in the second half. We got an 8-point lead right here. All right, we took points at the end. We got the ball back, so hopefully we can get up 2 scores right now, get a little confidence. Right now we don't have the right mindset right now. Hopefully we can get that corrected. A little bit of attitude talk in there, things like that at halftime. But it all goes down to the demanding of the great energy and the effort and everything. They've got to have it themselves, okay? They got to have some passion and some energy. And real simple. El Dorado's playing good at times, just like we are. If we'll step up and play, we'll be fine.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, there you have it.
All right, Josh, what's your take heading into the second half?
Man, I think Coach said it. I think it's going to be attitude and effort. They're going to come out and grind. It's going to be who wants it a little bit more at the end here, right? And we've got an opportunity to go up and put a little bit of distance between them and ourselves, and I think that'll go a long way towards the morale swing.
The motto forever, or as Brad Harris has been head coach, has been EAT. Effort, attitude, and toughness. And this game sort of lends itself to the fulfilling of that motto in this second half.
Yeah, no two ways about it. And that's what they just yelled.
Right on cue.
Right on cue. The whole Panther team yells "eat," and that's the part that we've been missing from this game. Is we've been missing that effort, attitude, and toughness.
Justin, I heard you say, knowing Coach Harris like you do, you kind of expect to see the Panthers eat here in the second half.
Yeah, I think, what we're doing defensively is working. You sit there, we can nitpick all we want. We gave up a long run. We shouldn't have, right? But if you take that away, for the majority of the first half, we've given up 14 points. They've made some really good plays. On the possessions that they've scored on, they've hit on very low percentage plays. Over the top, we also gave them on one of their scoring drives, 3rd and 15. We give them a first down on a pass interference. So if we keep playing the brand of football that Coach Harris brings to this town, and we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, I look for us to extend the lead right here and hopefully get comfortable and strike the band up and go home early.
The difference in this game right now is a punch snap for a safety and a short field that led to a Gabe Wilbur field goal. Panthers lead it by 5, and that was the score midway through the first quarter. Panthers led 5-0. Panthers up by 8 here as we open the second half. Gabe Wilbur with the field goal at the end of the first half. And as Brad said, Justin, you go down and score here just 56 yards away, and you go up 2 scores and you put El Dorado chasing.
That's exactly right, and that's what we want to do. We put them in an adverse situation, and when a team that wants to run the ball is down 2 or 3 possessions, that puts them in a situation that they don't want to be in.
Third quarter brought to you by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. As Kurt Barger's son, John Curtis, going to lead block for Drew Davis, and Drew going to carry into El Dorado territory to start the second half. That's a 16-yard gain and a first down.
Boy, and he carried it with a little bit of attitude, too.
He did. That was a very good read. That was an option play. He did a great job reading the defense. The defense actually brought a little stunt, brought a 5-man pressure, and he pulled and went out the backside.
Gunnar Deaton going to get the carry this time. Slips a tackle. That was a nifty little bit of feet work. Is that the correct grammar there, Terry? Is that footwork or feet work?
Well, it's footwork, but I was going with it, man.
All right. Gain of 3. I'm glad I'm not at Benton High School to drag down the academic excellence Kurt Barger just spoke of.
Mr. Barger would be up here working on you a little bit.
Miss Hastings, pray correct me at church Sunday for that. Is Drew Davis going to keep, and Drew's going to have a first down as Bratavian Brown finally brings Drew down at the 28-yard line. 9-yard gain, and Justin, Drew Davis has 25 yards rushing on this drive.
Yeah, that play was a called run for the quarterback. It was a little gap scheme run. We overloaded their side. We pulled somebody. It was an excellent play call. Great run. I love watching him run hard. I mean, the 20 pounds he put in the offseason is really paying off.
And now Gunnar Deaton carries. And the Benton offensive line, Terry, exerting itself here out of halftime.
That makes me happy.
Yes.
I love watching those guys push that line of scrimmage forward. The Panthers have come out with their ears pinned back and decided they're going to run the football.
Kudos to Hurd and Ginther and Harris, to Pettit and Pilk up front. Is it 2nd down and 3? And Gunner has all kinds of room. Touchdown, Gunner Deaton. And the Panthers do go up 2 scores as he ran behind Pilk, untouched to the end zone.
Man, what a gap. Justin, I think with my sore legs from Dio bailing on the duck blind work today, I think that I could have run through that hole.
Yeah, I think you could have. You may have gotten about 2 or 3 yards, but you could have gotten through it. No, what I really liked about that drive is we established a run. We ran some run scheme that we haven't shown in the first half, so it wasn't anything that they had on film or that they could prep with. Great drive to start out. Great job by the coaching staff. Great job by the offensive line and the running back and the quarterback to find a way to go punch that in to give us a 15-point lead.
Man, and just applause to that O-line.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was a 5-play, 56-yard drive, and it all came on the ground.
Every single play.
You know, that does something to a team. You know, that if you're planning for the Benton Panthers right now, you're thinking pass.
Yeah.
And then we come out and we run the football all the way down the field and score. That's a defensive coach's nightmare.
It's a demoralizer. And for a team that likes to play bully ball with you, Benton gave El Dorado a dose of their own medicine. The Edward Jones agent Caitlin King scoring drive, 5 plays, 56 yards in a minute 53. And the Panthers up 36-21 as Gabe Wilbur kicks that one to the goal line. It is going to be returned this time, and that is Bronson Brock returning short of the 20-yard line. Panthers drop him at the 19. So the first time we don't see Gabe kick it into the end zone, Terry, the kick coverage outstanding.
Yeah, Antonio Shelton getting downfield and making that play.
What I really like to see there is Antonio was the second guy there, and he went for the football. I think that whoever was there first was probably going to lose the tackle, and Antonio went for the football, and the kid had to kind of surrender. You know, very smart play.
El Dorado's first possession of the second half, and Jacobs looking to throw. He throws incomplete, intended for Hammett. Trey Stewart gave him a little shoulder bump for good measure. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Boy, that's dangerous when you do that. That's just inviting a flag. And fortunately, the Panthers did not catch that one.
How about a turn of the tables? Benton runs it right down the field, and El Dorado comes out throwing.
Yeah, you know, you get panicked as an offensive coordinator. You get down, 15 points, 2 possessions, early on, and you're a team that, a really good sustained drive is going to cost you 5 or 6 minutes, and I think right now there's only been one time where they went 2 or less yards on first down and actually completed a drive for a touchdown, and the one that they did, we helped them with a penalty.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 7 after a 3-yard run by Samuel.
I'll tell you what we've seen a lot of tonight, and that's a lot of gang tackling.
Yes.
There's typically 3 guys getting up out of the pile on the tackle.
Agreed.
I mean, our tackle chart's pretty impressive, and that's because they've got a bunch of gang tackling going on.
Swing it out to Samuel, and we had him played in the backfield. And Jeremy Samuel is able to pick up the first down on a 10-yard gain, and now Samuel is down. We mentioned he was injured at Marion, played sparingly last week against Sylvan Hills, and now Samuel is down on the turf as Monson and Hipskin combined on the tackle.
Yeah, that's the second time Antonio's had him dead in the rights. And, it shows you how athletic of a kid that is to be able to cut across the grain and still be able to get yards.
Chris Hill in the El Dorado News-Times article this morning said, if Samuel is unable to go, we'd probably see a lot more Jalen Dunn tonight, which scares me. When we've seen him, he has been electric.
Boy, he sure was.
And he is going to replace Jeremy Samuel in the backfield. The sophomore running back wears number 15 for El Dorado, and he is in the sidecar to Cannon Jacobs' left. Fake to Dunn. Jacobs is going to keep. And Austin Hill is finally going to run him out of bounds at the 46. A gain of 14 and an El Dorado first down.
That was a good job that time by Austin Hill of being disciplined and letting up as soon as he got to that boundary.
Yeah, he's been over there before, and it didn't work out real well. So first down and 10, El Dorado at the 45. It's the handoff to Dunn, and 15 runs into 15 as Weston Monson swallowed him up and dropped him for a loss back to the 44.
Yeah, that was a big hit there. Great job of just putting his pads on him, dragging him to the ground, and a great job by the Panther defense in playing team ball and everybody getting to the football.
Now Weston went on a recruiting visit to Southern Arkansas last Saturday. Already being recruited by some of the GAC schools. Second down and 11. It's a fake to Dunn. Throw the quick select to Hammett. And Hammett is a shoestring tackle to save a touchdown by Messiah Holloway. And the quick slant burns Benton for 26 yards.
I've seen Justin Ray do this to defenses for many years, and the Panthers just got pulled in, and he was wide open.
And that's that sophomore class again. That kid's going to be special.
Jacobs keeps, and Jacobs is going to score. They fake the jet sweep. Cannon Jacobs kept it 30 yards to the end zone with 7:50 to go, and the Wildcats answer the Benton score.
Yeah, I think if you go back and look at that drive, you know, we held them to 3rd and 8 in their own territory, and we weren't able to get off the field. And that was costly.
And Chris Hill is going to leave the offense on the field and try to cut this to a 7-point game as Benton leads by 9. El Dorado going to go for 2 here. So El Dorado chasing points early in the third quarter.
Well, the Panthers really struggling to stop them right now. It's probably a good call.
So they run a little reverse, bring it to the near side, and cutting inside the block and scoring for El Dorado is Donovan Mitchell. Panther coaches wanted a holding call, did not get it, and El Dorado has cut the lead to 7. It's 36-29 with 7:50 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, I thought that was a great executed play. You know, everybody's, you know, wanting to hold. I think the kid just did an excellent job blocking. That was well executed. But again, I think it all goes back to that 3rd and 8 play. We've got to be able to get off. They threw a swing pass out to the, you know, you had just mentioned, Terry, about, you know, we're rallying to the football, and we have been, but that was one of those plays where we didn't, and it cost us. We got to get off the ball, or got to get off the field on 3rd down.
Josh, want to go down to you. That was a 7-play, 81-yard drive, and the big chunks came on the ground that time for the Wildcats.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration from you know, some of the PDC coming off here. You know, I think they're getting a little tired of being in 3rd and 8, but you know, you just got to get a little angrier.
Yeah,
just got to get a little angrier.
Yep, got to eat a little louder. 7:50 to go in the third quarter. 36-29 as Flores is going to pooch it. It is fielded by Snellings, and Easton is going to return it to the 35. So Benton 65 yards away. We'll see if Drew Harris dials up some passes or keeps it on the ground here, Justin.
Yeah, I think you mix it up. You know, we just went, was it 6 plays?
It was 5.
5 rushing. You know, I think you test the waters and see what you can do. They found something in the running game that was obviously working. So, you know, if it's working, go back to it. If it's broke, don't fix it, right?
If it ain't broke.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah.
If it's broke, you better fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. 1st and 10.
This is a good formation where we got quad set. We got 4 left, single right. We overloaded, a little jet sweep.
Poot coming near side, and El Dorado did a good job stringing that one out and making the tackle, the defensive end, Jervalen Jr. And now a flag comes in late.
That was an excellent job of defense, stringing that play out. I love it when a defense does that on some of those jet sweeps, and they just keep pushing right into the boundary.
You know, and I'll do you one better. The formation, we had them outflanked and outmanned and outleveraged by the formation. We had 4 over. We had an unbalanced formation. We had 4 against 3, and like you said, they did a phenomenal job of stringing it out, being athletic, stretching us all the way to the boundary. But I really liked that they just shot themselves in the foot and gave us a first down for free.
After the play, personal foul on El Dorado, 15 yards, so Benton has it 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line following the penalty against the Wildcats. 3 receiver set. Barger is the attached tight end to the near side. Going to hand it off to Murdoch, and Brendan's running hard. Brendan into the secondary. Brendan all the way down to the Wildcat 24-yard line. That's a gain of 27 and a first down.
Who is that masked man?
Oh, love it.
Wow, what a play by Brendan Murdoch.
And how about that O-line again, Terry?
Yeah.
Fake to Brendan, throw it out to Will Carter, and he makes the catch. Ishmael's going to wrap him up at the 20-yard line, a gain of 4.
Will Carter wanted to shake him so bad.
Yes, he did. You know, that's a very efficient first down play, though. That's what you want to do on first down. I think anytime you get in the red zone like we are now, and it's 2nd and 6, it's 4-down territory, in my opinion.
Murdoch to the left of Davis. Fake. Drew going to keep. Drew with running room. Drew fumbles a football.
And Pilkington with the touchdown.
Falls on it. Touchdown, Garrett Pilkington.
Garrett Pilkington scores a touchdown.
How about that offensive lineman not giving up on the play?
20 yards down the field.
Mama Pilk is happy too.
The Pilks are on their feet, rightly so, as we've got a right tackle scoring a touchdown.
Little brothers down there looking around going, I hope you guys don't expect that out of me.
Gabe Wilbur's extra point is good, and Benton's back up 2 scores at 43-29 as the Panthers take just 4 plays to go 66 yards in 1:17 seconds. And Josh, that re-energizes the sideline, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. You ain't seen a smile that big on Pilkington, I don't think, ever. So, they walked off, and it was kind of like, and now your turn, defense.
Yes.
And speaking of a guy that gets pizza on Tuesday night.
I tell you, the offensive line is now making a case for player of the game.
Yes, they are. They're making a statement in this second half, and that really, really makes me happy.
And I will say, yesterday, I had an opportunity to fill in for Aaron Cochran and deliver the devotion to the FCA group after practice, and Pilk so engaged, adding so much to the discussion. And then following that, I don't know if you guys saw the post. It was shared with me today by Josh Turner, a Facebook post by a lady in town.
Yes.
Who at a convenience store saw Pilkington and another Panther in their Jesus One shirts.
Yes.
And talking about how respectful and kind and helpful they were. And it just doesn't surprise me. And then to see them rewarded on the field, Terry, just means so much.
Warms your heart, doesn't it?
Absolutely. As Wilbur with another touchback, and El Dorado has it 1st and 10 at the 20. Need the PDC to buckle down here. As Jacobs airs it out into double coverage, and it is incomplete, intended for Hammett. As Cordell Payne and Austin Hill had him bracketed.
Yeah, they had him covered up there. It's great coverage downfield. It's very physical between the defensive backs and the wide receivers.
Yep.
It's almost like the offense is looking for that contact for a interference call.
Is the handoff to Dunn, and Dunn is going backwards to the 16-yard line. And again, Weston Monson over there on the edge, along with Carson Conyers.
Yeah, Weston Monson is having a monster game.
He is, and we're putting them again in a third and long situation. This is exactly what we want to be in. We've gotten off the field the majority of the time tonight on third and long, with the exception of the last touchdown scoring drive. So let's see if we can win this one.
It's Jacobs with a quick pass to Hammett, and Hammett breaks a tackle, and he's going to have the first down. Ball comes loose, and Hammett recovers it as Connor Stevens knocked it loose, but Hammett able to recover at the 45. That's a 29-yard gain on 3rd and 14.
Man, they just can't get off the field. And that was like a 7-yard gap.
We're playing man defense over there. You know, when you can throw a quick slant and get, convert a 3rd and 15, we need to figure something out.
Handoff to Dunn. He breaks a tackle. He's not going to break Cordell Payne's tackle at the 49, a gain of 4. Guys, the Panthers were just allowing 23% on third down conversions coming into the game.
Yeah, and just can't seem to find the right coverage or gap or discipline to get off the field.
Well, I believe their last 2 conversions were throwing it to Hamill
on the slant. Yep. They've gone deep so much tonight that when they've thrown short or intermediate, it's burned us.
And I do believe it's a sophomore matchup as well.
This pass intended on the El Dorado sideline. The El Dorado fans are crying for a foul. They are not going to get it, as it was good coverage across the way. Was that Corey Anderson?
I think it was, Jim.
So pass incomplete. It's 3rd and 6. There's a Bronx cheer coming from across the way. Watch the slant. Yep, they go to Dunn on the ground, and the Panthers not fooled, as Connor Stevens was blowing that play up in the backfield. Aiden Bateman blew it up.
And it looks like they're going for it. You don't call that run play unless you're probably going for it on 4th down.
So 4th down and 5. Where's Justin Hammett? He's in the slot to the near side. El Dorado changing the play. Snap clock at 18. 4:08 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Benton leads at 43-29.
Get off the field.
No, maybe not.
Snap clock at 5, at 4, at 3. They were trying to draw Benton off, and the Panthers very disciplined. Now El Dorado is going to call a timeout and send the punt team on.
Great job by Panther defense. Being disciplined, not getting pulled.
Now, Justin Hammett is their punter here, Justin. Do you worry about a fake at midfield?
Absolutely. Earlier in the game, Terry, saw that they were trying to fake it. We called a timeout. Coach Harris saw that as well. So I think that's definitely in their playbook, and it's something they schemed up in the week that they thought they could execute.
Actually, El Dorado took a delay of game, so now it's 4th and 10. So they move it back to the 45. I thought they had taken a timeout, but no, delay of game. And that puts them in a much more seemingly punt situation. That's exactly what they're going to do, is Hammett end-over-end punt that Corey Anderson fields on the run and is going to return it to the 29. So Benton's going to have it at their own 29, but up 14. And Josh, the PDC got the stop we needed right there.
Yeah, finally a little bit of, I think some frustration was let off getting there. It's an interesting dichotomy down here. We got a tale of 2 stories here. We got Will Carter and Murdoch and Barger down here dancing to the music, and then we got the defense coming off just grinding their guts out here.
That's the difference of the mentality, right? Offense and defense.
And I'm going to credit Josh Monson with the first use of dichotomy on the broadcast.
Look at this.
Gunnar Deaton right up the middle. First down to the 45-yard line. Guys, that offensive line is playing as well as we've seen them all year.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this is the best performance that I've seen from the offensive line all season.
You know, one thing we've done in the run game, too, we've attached the tight end, and I think that's giving us a really good box because they're not changing what they're doing defensively.
Drew Davis airing it out for Will Carter.
Look at this guy.
That's a great catch. Breaks the tackle. There
Watch
goes
out, Will.
Will. Touchdown.
How about that man?
55 yards, Drew Davis to Will Carter, and the Panthers go up by 20 at 49-29.
Just give him a cape. Just give him a cape.
My goodness.
What a play by Will Carter.
Underthrown ball, he came back, took it from the defender, found a way to keep his balance, and ran it in for a touchdown. That is the play of the game.
Absolutely. It's Gabe on to try to hang half 100 on El Dorado, and he does as he booms the extra point through. Guys, the Panthers have snapped the ball 11 times in this second half. Have touchdown drives of 56, 66, and 71. And it all starts with that offensive line and the protection they're giving Drew, the holes they're opening in the run game. I know 87 last week against Sheridan was impressive, but I'm not so sure these haven't been the three most definitive drives of the season.
Well, when you've got a quarterback like Drew Davis and there's a lot of the passing, that's expected. But what Benton has consistently done year after year has been able to run the football. We still throw it a lot because that's our style, but we've always had that back that can really hammer. And this year we've kind of been missing that a little bit. We've run the ball adequate enough, but our quarterback's our leading rusher.
That's right.
But tonight, they're playing different.
It's Gabe probably getting a little tired. Only kicks this one to the 5. Bronson Brock on the return. And he is going to return it to the 31-yard line, and that's where El Dorado will put it in play. Now trailing our Panthers by 3 scores at 50-29.
Well, now this is a really important series. The reason why, with 3:08 left in the third quarter, this is one that if we can get a stop on this drive, we start taking charge of the game.
Yeah, our offense is putting pressure back onto their offense, and when you do that, people a lot of times lose their identity, and we'll see if that happens here.
So they fake the jet sweep. Jacobs drops back, throwing deep for Brock. He makes the catch behind Cordell Payne all the way down to the Benton 30.
He couldn't have stretched out any further. That was an incredible play by that young man. Reminded me a lot of a few of those catches Jonesboro had with the connection with their quarterback and senior receiver.
A great pass by the quarterback and just an unbelievable effort.
39 yards, first down. As Cannon Jacobs is going to keep, and he's going to be ridden down by Drake Woodard, the big sophomore. After a gain of 3, Jeremy Samuel is back in there for El Dorado running back.
Oh, they ran that little quick slant again.
You know, they tempoed us last time they completed the football. It looks like they're slowing it down a little bit more. Hamill looks like he's limping after that catch, but he has had a night.
So first down and 10, El Dorado in the red zone at the Benton 18-yard line. As they go balanced formation, 2 receivers to each side. Now they bring a man in motion, give it to him on the jet sweep. And Weston Monson is going to make the tackle on the speedy Cortland Rozier at the 11-yard line. Man, Monson's tackle chart, what is he
12.
at? Yeah.
He's at 12 tonight.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Wildcats at the Benton 11-yard line, 1:40 to go in the third quarter.
If you look at the spacing between the number 1 and 2 receiver, it looks like they may be trying to get another slant in.
So they fake the jet sweep. Jacobs going to keep, and Jacobs is going to be wrapped up. And again, Monson leading the charge. Woodard over there as well.
Our defense has done an outstanding job this season, though. I think whenever they've gotten the team inside the 10-yard line, we've done a great job of stiffening our neck and forcing them to have to earn it.
3rd and 1, give to Jeremy Samuel.
And as I say that,
he's in the end zone. Touchdown, El Dorado. As Jeremy Samuel scores from 9 yards out at 1:05 to go in the third quarter. And the lead is down to 15 at 50-35.
Yeah, Austin Hill, he cut back on Austin Hill, and Austin's going to look at that and be a little disappointed in it, I think.
I think so too. They're finding a little rhythm offensively, and it all starts, with them being able to execute the long passing game.
Jacobs will hold for Flores as extra point, and Antonio Shelton a little eager. Jumps off sides, and that'll move it up 1.5 yards, and we'll see if Chris Hill sticks with the PAT or goes for 2. He's going to leave Flores out on the field. And they decline the penalty, so that'll leave it there at the 3. Snap back, high snap. Jacobs pulls it down, and Flores kicks it through. And with 1:05 to go in the third quarter tonight of this third quarter, brought to you by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. It's Benton 50, El Dorado 36. Let's take a 30-second break.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always. Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, the Jim Landers broadcast booth. Your Edward Jones agent, Caitlin King. Scoring drive summary for El Dorado. 6 plays, 69 yards in 2 minutes, 3 seconds. And the 39-yard pass on first down to open the drive, Justin, was the big play.
Yeah, it was a backbreaker. They've converted a lot more of those. I needed to quit talking. I think every time I say something tonight, they prove me wrong. So, but I'm gonna stick with it. If again, stop the run, make them throw. I'm doubling down.
It's Flores kickoff, and he kicks it to C.J. Sellers, who fields it on the hop. Returns it to the center of the field, and C.J. is leveled at the 15-yard line. That's Jacordy Lumpsey, their middle linebacker down there.
That's the first time they've kicked it deep, I think, tonight.
Yeah. Well, you love the competitive nature, but you never catch that ball over the shoulder. Never.
Well, C.J. grew up in El Dorado, moved to Benton in 7th grade.
He's a good football player.
Yep. As Easton Snellings is going to come to the near side. Poot and Corey Anderson to the far side. Brendan Murdoch gets the carry. And Brendan running hard. Up to the 24-yard line. A gain of 9 for Brendan on first down.
Boy, that's a gift to an offensive coordinator.
So El Dorado showing blitz here on 2nd down and 1. Clock ticking down to 30 seconds in the third quarter. It's Drew Davis going to keep, and he was hit by Jervalen Jr. right as he approached the line. They're going to mark it at the 24, and it's going to leave Benton with 3rd down and 1. No gain.
Well, they've been winning those battles most of the second half, but they didn't win that one.
They did not. They did a great job of controlling the inner gaps.
This Panthers going to let the third quarter clock expire. We've got 12 minutes to play here tonight in El Dorado, and Benton leads at 50-36. You're watching Panther football on the Benton Football Network.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday night football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
So we get ready to start the fourth quarter here tonight in El Dorado. Sheridan leads Catholic 37-20 in the third quarter at War Memorial Stadium in that battle for what will likely be the 6th seed in the 6A East in the playoffs this year. As Drew Davis pulls, Drew Davis keeps, and Drew has the first down as he steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A gain of 6, move the chains.
That was a big play for this Benton Panther football team right there. You know, if we don't convert there, that puts a lot of pressure back on our defense, and you've seen this half, they need a break.
Yeah, they sure do. It's one of the reasons I started questioning whether or not that's why we were running the ball as much as we are, to give that defense a little bit of break.
Drew pumps. Drew throwing for Will Carter. And that time they weren't on the same page as Will broke in. Drew threw it outside. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Looked like we tried a little double move down there, Terry, and I think they dropped into his zone. So kind of wish Will would have just checked it down and stayed on the first move, and just a little bit of miscommunication there.
Panthers go back to the ground on 2nd and 10 and pick up 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Boy, that was a mass of bodies in there. Panthers going to have 3rd and 6 here. Really important first down. I would be fine with one of those real long drives that we're not used to.
Well, in order to make that happen, this is a major turning point in the game right here.
Big 3rd down and 6. And Drew Davis is going to option to Collett. Collett's got the first down.
Now I'll say this.
And Will Carter thrown to the turf, and Ishmael's going to pick up a personal foul, add 15 onto it, and Benton's going to have it in El Dorado territory.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. I was going to say before that happened, I'm just now noticing you have number 15, sophomore running back, that has been a difference maker in this game, is playing defense, and number 7, sophomore receiver, who's also been one of their biggest difference makers on offense, is also playing.
Who's
defense. Who is hurt. So you have 2 super sophomores that are out there doing big things for the El Dorado Wildcats.
So penalty will move it to the Wildcat 43.
Ishmael is a senior, and that really hurt his team.
Yep, big time.
Completely unnecessary.
Got to keep your composure. First down and 10 Panthers at the Wildcat 43-yard line. Benton leads at 50-36 with 11:03 to go in the ball game.
Now's probably not the time, but I wouldn't mind taking a shot with number 2 over number 7, the sophomore that's limping back there.
It's Gunnar Deaton with the carry down to the 37. That's a nice 6-yard gain on first down.
That safety was a little bit too deep.
He is, and I think he's doing that for a reason, Terry. I think he understands that he's not feeling 100%.
But now he's not too deep.
Carter split to the near side. Barger, the tight end, to this side. Poot and Anderson to the far side. Drew going to throw. Will Carter with the catch. And Will is going to be down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 10 and a first down. And, Justin, I want to ask you, you mentioned Will Carter being one of the best route runners you ever coached.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yeah, he just has a knack. I think it starts – he was a basketball player. And you know, playing basketball, you're playing in a really tight area. And he was a ball handler, point guard, very high level at a young age. And I think that translated into how he kind of maneuver his body and find blind spots in the defender. And he does that as well as anybody I've ever seen at this level.
First down. Drew Davis throws it out to Collett. He gets a block from Corey, and Collett springs loose inside the 10, down around the 8-yard line, and the Panthers are going to have it first and goal. They give Collett the 7. That's 21 yards.
Wow, watch this move right here. Boom. Makes the guy miss and then explodes through the hole.
That's the Carson Collett I've been waiting to see.
Yep.
Playing with confidence. He's one of the twitchier kids that I've had a witness of coaching as well. I played flag football against him a couple months ago, and I don't ever want to do it again.
Hand off to Gunner on first and goal. And Gunner is going to be down near the 5-yard line. Actually, they're spotting him back at the 7. Wow, no gain, second and goal.
I expected that play, but I expected number 7 to keep it.
Yeah.
This clock now down to 9:20. Panthers burning clock with a 14-point lead. Trying to get an insurance score here. Strew hands it off to Gunner. And Gunner picks up one tough yard to the 6. It'll be third and goal.
Well, the Panther offensive line, whatever adjustments El Dorado has made, it's been a difference because that where we were resetting that line before, I don't know if they've shifted personnel or what, but they have shut it down.
It looks like their linebackers are triggering a little bit faster than what they were, which tells me that they've changed their keys possibly. They're playing a little bit more of man to free up a linebacker.
As Benton takes a timeout with 8:24 to go in the ball game, Panthers lead at 50-36. We'll take a 1-minute break with them.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday night football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers.
The voice of founding Touchdown Club member Brian Black with Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. Saw him at Burger Shack this week, and he said he and Leslie don't miss a snap of Panther football as Drew Davis fakes the pitch, rolls to the right, directing traffic, throws to Poot, who had to turn around to make the catch and fell to the turf at the 4. And I think you kick the field goal here, guys, and go back up 3 scores.
Yeah, I think that's the only option right now. It looked like we had an opportunity to score there. They did a phenomenal job being disciplined, staying at home on the backside and covering up Poot right there, not allowing us to score.
So Gabe Wilbur on to attempt his 3rd field goal of the night. Snellings will hold. Case and Wright will snap. T is down at the 12. And Gabe Wilbur's field goal is good. How about Gabe Wilbur drilling another one? 3 for 3 tonight, and the Panthers go up 53-36.
Absolutely. I want to bring a little bit more history back to it. So I was talking about the kickers earlier and how Wilbur's probably, in my lifetime, witnessing probably the most consistent kicker that we've had. But in the year 2000, graduate of 2000, 1999, Reuben Yarborough went to the Air Force Academy and played football and was a kicker. And also a pilot, I think, and he is in the museum now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another military service kicker that actually wound up being a wide receiver is John Graves. John Graves was a kicker for Benton, an outstanding kicker, was recruited by Army and wound up playing wide receiver for them.
Really?
Made a huge catch in the Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
How about that?
And if you've ever read the late John Feinstein's book on the Civil War, where he covered that Army-Navy game, John Graves gets a lot of ink in that book.
Yeah.
Gabe Wilbur kicks off, and the tired leg has found a different gear as he kicks that one 6 yards deep, and El Dorado will start at their own 20 with 7:49 to go. Your Edward Jones agent, Caitlin King, scoring summary for the Panthers. 10 plays, 66 yards, and it took 5:17 off that game clock, Justin.
I think it's exactly what we needed. Yeah. You know, the defense got to kind of breathe. Coach Harris got to coach them up a little bit under the tent. I'm sure that was a really pleasant conversation. And we'll see how they come out and respond.
Let's see if the PDC can finish strong here. Benton leads by 17. Jacobs rolls. Jacobs runs. And Jacobs going to be swallowed up by Austin Hill and others at the 24. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Austin Hill made that tackle, but Cordell Payne was trying to get on the board for the collision of the game.
Yeah.
He came with some attitude.
Appreciate Jason Kelly and Hirschfield Insurance joining us to sponsor the collision of the game as Samuel carries near a 1st down.
92, 15, 38.
So they're going to move the chains. Give him 6, 1st down Wildcats. Jacobs drops back, pressured by Conyers. Monson giving chase. And Jacobs able to elude the PDC. Finally going to be bumped out of bounds. Man, Logan Hipskin finally ran him out at the 47 after a gain of 17.
He just doesn't look that fast.
Well, he finds ways to make plays.
But he finds ways to make plays. And he's running away from fast guys.
He's probably one of those kids that at an early age was playing backyard football with his buddies. He's been doing this for a long time.
So they throw the tunnel screen to Paxton Strong, and it was going nowhere.
Weston Monson delivering a big hit for his 15th tackle of this game.
Wow. Loss of 2. How about that? You get a TFL on a pass.
You don't see that very often,
no,
but we will take it.
2nd down and 12. So El Dorado going to throw again. Jacobs to the sideline, and that ball wide of his intended receiver as Cordell was in coverage. It's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, the last 2 plays, we've gotten pressure on the quarterback, and that's what's been missing from our defense is we haven't been able to pressure in the backfield and kind of disrupt some of that play.
That's right. And, right now the scenario is, we're 6-14, fourth quarter. I think they're in 4-down territory, don't you guys?
Yeah, down 3 scores for sure. So they faked it done. Jacobs again showing his elusiveness as he continues to backtrack. Now he just throws it up for grabs. Cordell picked it off. Interception, Cordell Payne. And that guy has been an interception machine the last 3 games, Justin.
I think that's 5 interceptions in 3 games. So I made a comment, I think, last week after his 4th interception in 2 games that he probably has the best ball skills of any DB that I've seen Benton have in a long time, and I think I may have said in my lifetime. But then I started remembering there was a kid that we coached in 2018 named Kelby Caffrey.
Yep.
And he was special.
Yeah.
So
there was another one named Colin Simmons.
Simmons, yep.
Had 11 interceptions in 1 year.
Well, was that Colin or was that, what's his name?
Talking about Kane? Uh-oh.
Panthers go with a little double pass. Chase Cobb now retreating. He's going to have to throw it away and almost picked off by Dunn as the Panthers went razzle-dazzle, and boy, that was a mess.
That was like one of those Justin Ray plays.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 following the incompletion. Panthers go back to the ground with Murdoch, and he's going to patiently pick his way for 6 yards to the Wildcat 45. I don't remember how many interceptions Stone Paul had, but I remember one.
Yeah, I remember one, and that's the only one that really mattered, and it was against these guys.
At the Palace to solidify a conference championship.
Probably the biggest interception since I've been broadcasting.
For sure. 3rd down and 4. Panthers, they go back to Murdoch, and he's got the first down and more. Look at Brendan go all the way down to the El Dorado 22-yard line. That's a 23-yard gain and a first down.
Man, what a game. And what a hole. How about that offensive line? They took a series off, but they came back, and, man, they really opened the line of scrimmage.
I'm very impressed with Murdoch tonight.
Yes. As Drew pulls, keeps, Drew stiff arms, Drew touchdown, Drew Davis, as he just sort of glided into the end zone.
That was a great pull by him, good read, great job blocking up front. I think the right tackle did a phenomenal job of holding his block, and Drew showed off that starting to become famous stiff arm that has separated him from so many defenders to allow him to get some extra yards and lots of touchdowns this year. So Stone Paul, going back real quick, Stone Paul had 10 interceptions that year in 2014, and I believe that is the Benton record.
No. Colin Simmons had 11.
Did he?
Yeah.
We should be hearing from Salida or Kane or Colin any minute now.
Yeah, I would think that
Panthers up 60-36 with 4:36 to go on Drew Davis's 23-yard touchdown run. That was a 4-play, 51-yard drive in 1:32 following the Cordell Payne interception.
Yeah.
So one thing the Panthers have done a good job tonight, Justin, is turning turnovers into points.
Absolutely, and anytime, and we're plus in that category. Anytime you can be plus, I think we're +2 tonight in the turnover margin category. That's a recipe for winning football games.
Bobby Wynn says Stone Paul has the most interceptions in the 16 years he has been at Benton. So Bobby Wynn is challenging your memory, Terry.
Well, Bobby Wynn coached both of them.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna have to stand down to the coach.
Yeah, he did. He coached both the Kane brothers or Simmons brothers.
All right, so Robert Black is asking, Justin, you're going to have to answer this one. How many interceptions did Zach Teeter have?
Zach Teeter. Let's let this go.
There's that slant again. It's hurt the Panther defense all night long.
14 yards on the reception.
So Zach Teeter, now he's Zach Hyatt. We actually discussed, we're putting together the record book. I'd have to go.
Zach Hyatt had 11 in 2004.
Yeah. I think he's the all-time leader.
Well, that's a big-time hit by Austin Hill right there. Good job by Hipskin as well.
Is that the biggest hit of the game?
No.
I've seen you writing some down.
I think we had Will Carter's hit on Carson Collins. It's our hit of the game. How about Drake Woodard?
Hey,
wrapping up Jeremy Warner and rudely throwing him to the turf.
Hey, Drake Woodard's having a big game too. He's got 7 tackles on the tackle chart.
Absolutely. And he's played enough football now. He's no longer a sophomore. He's not playing like one anymore, is he?
Yep. He's a veteran now. 3rd down and 2, El Dorado. It's Jacobs. Man, he is just...
He's elusive, isn't he?
He is, man.
I mean, how can we not tackle him?
I'll say this, that last name carries some weight. His father was a heck of a quarterback himself back in the day, and he obviously passed a lot of it down to his son. And how about this toughness he's shown?
22 yards on that carry. 1st down and 10. El Dorado at the Panther 36-yard line. 3:25 and counting to go in the 4th quarter. Benton leads 60-36. As the handoff to Warner as El Dorado brought in a new quarterback. It's Gavin Jacobs, Cannon's brother. So it's the Jacobs family experience down here tonight. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Mama Salida has weighed in, and we'll give you the answer after this run by Jeremiah Warner. He was hit hard, able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So Dr. Salida says 12.
Keep reading.
So, Terry, she wasn't going to let you lose.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
As we've got an El Dorado lineman slow to get up. That is Christavian Meadows, their left guard, hobbling to the sideline. And it is going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats out of the injury timeout. 2:41 to go here tonight. And Benton is going to go to 5-2 overall, 3-1 more importantly in the 6A East. There's another quarterback in there. That time, Ryan Polk, the sophomore, overthrew his intended receiver. So we've seen 3 quarterbacks on 3 plays.
Yeah, and that time I think the wide receiver ran the wrong route.
Yeah, there's some miscommunication there between the quarterback and receiver, for sure.
And there was a flag thrown across the way.
We're going to continue to talk about interceptions in the hope that we get another one.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Jordan Woolbright sends me a note and reminded me of Kane Simmons' huge interception in the state championship game against Thurston.
Yes. It's Polk to throw again on a double move. That ball knocked away by Hill and Holloway, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. As Benton was hit with a defensive hold to give El Dorado a first down via the penalty at the 22.
Yeah, Austin Hill did a really good job that time of tracking that ball. I thought he was going to get a pick.
Jacobs back in, throws underneath, and that one read well by Bateman.
You know,
it's
Jim,
going to be a loss of 2.
You had mentioned, we're 3-1 in conference, right? We're in a position to control our own destiny for a home playoff appearance. But unfortunately, right now, I don't think we control our destiny for the number 1 seed. Is that correct?
That is correct. With Sylvan Hills kind of in the driver's seat right now. I'll text my buddy Chuck Livingston at Marion and see what that score is, because that's a big one tonight with the Patriots and Jonesboro.
Indeed.
Yeah, I would like to know the score of that one as well.
4th and 11 for El Dorado following the incompletion. This El Dorado team did go to Marion and win 28-21 2 weeks ago. Of course, the Panthers will finish the season, regular season, at home against Marion. As Jacobs throws to the end zone, ball dropped incomplete. It's Jonesboro leading Marion 21-0 in the 4th quarter. Wow, shutout.
I didn't see that coming.
I also didn't see that drop coming. I mean, he flat out dropped that ball.
That was a touchdown drop,
It
too.
sure was.
So the Panthers will take over with 1:48 remaining, and Chase Cobb is going to check in at quarterback for the Panthers.
It looks like we're leaving our starting offensive line in, subbing all skill players. I always get excited when Chase goes in. You never know what to expect. He's got that gunslinger mentality, very much like old school Brett Favre.
Well, CJ's in there at tailback, too.
Yep, CJ got the carry for 2 yards.
He's another one that's very exciting to watch.
All, 5'4", 125 pounds?
120, soaking wet.
Exactly.
I told him after the game last week that somebody said he's 140, and he agreed it was with 10-pound plates in both pockets.
Minute 10 and counting as Panthers milking the final seconds off this clock as CJ gets the carry. And CJ refusing to go down. They finally get him to the turf at the 29, a gain of 3. And the Panthers going to have to snap it one more time, guys. And I know Josh is chomping at the bit to interview Coach Harris, who tonight ties Dwight Fite as the winningest coach in Benton High School history with his 83rd win.
That is an amazing feat. When you think of Dwight Fite,
yes,
you think of so many great things, accomplishments, just
players.
Yes. And now Brad Harris is right there sitting next to him.
And Brad will have a chance to become the all-time winningest coach in Benton Panther history next Friday at home. So we want to pack the Palace next Friday to witness history as the Panthers win it tonight 60-36 over the El Dorado Wildcats. Hope you'll hang around with us. We'll have the Neo Home Loans Panther postgame show and the Neo Home Loans offensive and defensive MVPs, as well as an interview by Josh Monson with Brad Harris following this commercial break.
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football, owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting, specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lane's is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in El Dorado. It is a happy group of Benton Panthers that'll travel back to Saline County tonight, as the Panthers have won it 60-36 tonight over El Dorado. And man, the offense in the second half, Justin, just totally controlled the game. It was 29-21 coming out of the break. And the Panthers exerted dominance in this second half.
Yeah, we put up 31 points in the second half, and a lot of that was contributed to our offensive line.
Yeah.
They kind of stepped up and took over. Let's celebrate Coach Gentry as well in that. He does a great job with those guys, and I think we finally found the five guys, and they're starting to gel. And then our running backs did a really good job tonight. I think they're patient runners. Brendan Murdoch did a phenomenal job coming in. We haven't seen a lot of him this year, but I think he brought a spark to our offense tonight that we haven't seen. And it's something that we need to continue to do, is establish a run, because we're so good at throwing the football. We have some dominant receivers. We have a dominant quarterback. But if we can find a way to make defenses have to respect the run game, I don't know if this offense can be stopped. What do you guys think?
I agree with that 100%. I've said that the one thing that this offense is missing is that marquee running back, that every down running back that's going to get 25 carries a game, and the rest of those are in the air. And we don't really have that guy, but we have a lot of really good 10-carry guys.
Yeah, and to your point as well, I think what separates us in the run game too is the fact that we have a quarterback that can withstand maybe out of those 25, 30 carries, he can take 10. And he's conditioned his body to be able to do that, and he is our most explosive running back. I continue to say this every week. He is the engine in this Ferrari that we have, and he does a phenomenal job. But finding those other 15 to 20 carries, who's going to take those? And I think we saw tonight that Brendan Murdoch is one of those that he can take some of the load off of some of the other skill guys toting the rock.
Josh, we need to dispatch you to Coach Harris.
Yes, sir.
He's over there congratulating Ryan Forte. Well deserved, but
what do you say? Hey, Coach. How are you?
Well, I'm all right now.
Well,
I feel a lot better now than I did at halftime when we talked a little bit.
Gotcha. Well, hey,
got the blood pressure.
let me be the first one of us anyway to congratulate you on tying Coach Fight. Yeah, that is outstanding. But why don't you give us kind of a recap from your perspective of what was different in the second half and made this the outcome you came here to get?
Well, I think the biggest thing that started offensively was able to run the football. And that's what we talked about at halftime is with the box that they were giving us, we needed to run the football. And we weren't able to do that toward the end of the second quarter. And they came out and did a phenomenal job O-line-wise and was able to run it. And then they had to adjust a little bit and get back into some more traditional stuff that we've seen them in, so it kind of opened it back up. We got to be a little bit more balanced there. But offensively, I thought we controlled the football a lot more, and that was good. It kept our defense off the field a little bit. Still not happy with what we're doing defensively at times. We play really well, but, man, we just have that one play. That like you talked about, third down, can't get off the field, whatever it might be, a missed tackle here and there. We just need to clean those up to be a really good defensive team. And I like how we're playing hard at times. We just got to be more consistent. And then that may be greedy of me, but that's just me. Okay, I'm going to squeeze on them as much as I can. But just real proud to get out of here with a big win. We hung 60 on them, and Jim can probably attest to this more than I can, but there ain't many times 60 points been scored down here. Okay, so but real proud of how we played.
Outstanding. So, hey, real quick, Justin was talking a little bit about the line and the 5 guys that were there today in that second half was outstanding. A little bit of shout out to Sam. Got some things going. Snaps were cleaned up in that second half. But talk real quick about those 5 guys and where you feel like you are on getting a set 5 for where you're at after this game.
Well, Pilk and Hurd have been really solid all year for us at the tackle positions, and it's been kind of just trying everybody inside, and we've gone with Caleb and Eli and Ginther and Sam and Pettit. Pettit's he's a sophomore and he's learning fast and everything. He's going to be really good. But Sam has kind of settled in, has got the snaps down, and we've always liked Sam. He's just struggled with the snap, and he's gritty, man. No big. He's 235 pounds. He gets after it in there, though, man. I like how he plays and very consistent. Jonathan Bianchi, a kid that we moved over from defense, said, I was like, Coach, whatever it takes for me to get on the field, help the team out. He's really helped us out with some depth in there also. We got him and Ginther rotating a lot there at the left guard position, and then we got Cunningham and Pettit playing at the right guard. So we feel pretty good about 8 of our guys right now. We got to get a little bit more consistent with a couple of them, but I really like how Sam's cleaned it up. And, since the Sylvan Hills game when he popped it over the head right there, I know he felt as bad as anybody about it, but that's part of it. Can't play football without the snap, and he's worked hard on that, and I'm proud of what he's done. And we've gotten better the last 2 weeks. That was one thing we challenged them under the tent. You probably saw us talking before we went at half. We're going to hang our hat on you guys with what they're doing right now, and kind of challenge their manhood a little bit, talk to them, and some of our players in the locker room got after them a little bit, and sometimes that's the best medicine that they can get. Instead of me getting on their tail all the time, one of our players is getting on them just a little bit, and they kind of respond to that a little bit. But real proud of what they did, and I think that's what we're going to have to be able to do, because I really feel like offensively people are going to back off of us a lot and try to take the pass away. Having Will and Carson healthy, John's doing good stuff, Corey, we got 4 receivers that you got to try to take away, and then Drew does a phenomenal job getting it to them. So we're going to have to be able to run the football.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. Congrats again.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Josh, tell him one thing for me.
Oh, hold on. We got one message for you.
The only thing that would have made tonight better was a big bear hug from Freddie after this one.
Jim said the only thing that would have made tonight better was a big bear hug from Freddie on this one.
That would have been awesome. I can remember when I got, I think it was at Searcy.
Yes.
I think it was win number 50 or something like that. Man, that sucker, he squeezed me pretty good, man. That was awesome. That guy, he loved Benton football, and we love Freddie, and we're gonna try to go get the record for Freddie next week. Okay,
Absolutely.
It's not necessarily about me. I'm just the captain that's driving the boat right now, man. And all these guys have done a phenomenal job, and we need to win it for people like Freddie and everybody else. So real proud of it. Thanks a lot,
outstanding, guys. Yes, sir.
And it's fitting that that record can be broken next Friday, with Freddie kind of looking down on the field.
Overlooking it all. That's right.
So the Panther offense tonight, Justin, 250 yards rushing, 284 passing, extremely balanced.
And that's winning football. That's a recipe. And a lot of those runs came in the second half when we really needed it. And if I'm not mistaken, that may be the most rushing yards we've had all season.
Far and away.
And, a balanced attack is a really good attack. If a defense, game planning, you walk in on Monday and a team goes, well, what do we take away? You know, and if you're looking at a stat sheet and looking at film and going, well, they can run and pass, what do? Well, the philosophy is take the run away. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
We love to throw the football, and we're really dang good at it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and like Coach Harris alluded to, if you try to take the pass away, you're giving us a light box, right? So that's what happened tonight. They took the pass away, or they tried to. They were not letting us get deep, right? You saw that they were playing a 2 high safety, sometimes a 3 high safety look, and they were giving us a soft box. And then once we kind of figure out the bubbles, you saw our running backs start ripping off long runs.
Yeah,
So.
Terry, very efficient night for the offense. Defense still has some work to do. They gave up 529 yards of total offense tonight, but did force turnovers that the offense turned into points.
Well, and ultimately those are the wins, right? The wins are the 2 or maybe 3 stops that they got off the field, and then the turnovers. And turnovers are huge, not only because it gives you the stop, but also swings the momentum. And that offense of ours don't need a whole lot to fuel them, and you give them a little bit of momentum, and they're going to make you pay for it.
Look at the third down conversions. El Dorado was 9 of 15 tonight, but the Panthers were 7 of 10, 70%. That's winning football.
Anytime you can be above 50% in third and fourth down conversions, that is winning football. That breaks the defense's back. You know, and you saw our defense tonight. I mean, they struggled, and you could tell it was bothering the guys that were on the field. But that 70%, right? 70%, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
I would like to know what our percentage is on the year, because I think we're getting better and better with each week with converting third and fourth downs offensively.
Well, we're now 31 of 74. Came in at 38%, 70% tonight, so improving on that. All right, guys, we got to get a Neo Home Loans offensive and defensive MVP for tonight. Let's start with offense, Justin. You're our offense guru.
Yeah, I think for me it's a no-brainer. And when I say that, if you're sitting at home listening, you're thinking Drew Davis or some of the other receivers. For me, it's Brendan Murdoch. He came in. He hasn't had a whole lot of touches on the season. I don't know what his total touch rate is right now, but he probably gave us more of a spark in the rushing, attack that we've had all year. What were his stats?
So Brendan, let me find it real quick. Brendan was 8 carries, 78 yards, 2 catches, 27 yards, and a touchdown. And he had a big 36-yard kickoff return.
Yes.
That started a touchdown drive.
Yeah, and let's not forget some of the plays that he made. They weren't just, hey, it opened up and let's go get 5-10 yards and fall down on the first point of contact. This kid made some outstanding plays, plays that extended drives, plays that scored touchdowns. The play that he made down here when he decided not to go out of bounds, hit that B button, went back against the grain and got us the first down. That was outstanding.
Yeah.
And those are plays that is probably going to earn him a lot more playing time in the future.
So Brendan Murdoch is our Neo Home Loans offensive MVP tonight. Terry, you kept the tackle chart tonight, so I'm going to give you first dibs on defense.
Well, Weston Munson has to be mentioned. I mean, 15 tackles tonight. He was all over the field, even played some in the backfield, tracking receivers. And, I mean, he did an outstanding job. There were several others that played extremely well. Stevens, I thought Connor Stevens had one of his better nights.
Yeah.
11 tackles. Anytime you're having over 10 tackles in a game, and in all fairness, there's a lot of guys with a lot of tackles tonight because every time they went to the ground, there were 3 guys going to the ground.
Yeah.
And, I thought he played an extremely well game. Drake Woodard came in, and on his snaps gets 9 tackles. Also real good. But if I have to throw it, I'm going to throw it at Monson.
See? Justin, any disagreement there?
No, I don't think you can disagree with that at all. Monson would be my pick. I obviously picked him for pick to click, so I want him to win. But outside of that, I think the kid that stood out to me is Drake Woodard.
Yeah.
As a defensive lineman, to have 9 tackles in the scheme that we play, I'm not saying that's unheard of, but that's impressive.
Yeah.
We could go back to every single game, and we probably have not had a defensive lineman with 9+ tackles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, outstanding. And some of those plays were plays that were down the field, and he's starting to make some of those famous. He's a hustler, man. He gets after it. And
so a 15-tackle night would be a season high for the entire defense. So Weston Monson is our Neo Home Loans defensive MVP. Brendan Murdoch, our Neo Home Loans offensive MVP. And they will be featured on Tuesday at Lost Pizza. As you're invited to come join us. Come join Brad Harris and all the Benton Panthers. It is a lot of fun each week to share football and fellowship at Lost Pizza, sponsored by Legends MVP. We'll recap tonight's big win over El Dorado and preview next week's home game against the Little Rock Catholic Rockets. If you can't join us in person, you can stream it live each Tuesday at 6:30 on the Benton Football Network YouTube channel. All right, Justin, we enjoyed having you in the box tonight. What's your final words?
My final words would be I'm extremely proud of this football team. This is a football team that came into the season. They started off against a very difficult opponent in Bryant, and I feel like each week they have just continued to improve. The game that frustrates us all the most is the Sylvan Hills game because we can see what we're capable of. So that's been our one hiccup really throughout the season. But I think because of that is making this team hungrier and better, more resilient, and I think we're going to see that in the coming weeks.
Terry?
Well, I'm proud of the team as well for many of the same reasons that Justin just stated, but I'm also proud of this coaching staff because, listen, they've done a fantastic job this year. They have had so many challenges, depth, injuries, all of these things, and have coached some sophomores up to be playing immediately and being contributors. Drake Woodard being one of those that you were just talking about. And so I'm really proud of the coaching staff and obviously of Coach Harris. One of the cool things about broadcasting is that we've been here for all of those wins.
Yeah.
And so that's really kind of special as well. And so really proud of the Panthers. I look forward to a big game next week with the Catholic High Rockets, and we'll do it then.
Yeah, it just seems like a perfect history symmetry because Catholic is the team we have played more than any other opponent in the history of Benton High School football. It'll be an opportunity for Brad to become the winningest head coach in the history of Benton Panther football, and Drew Davis with 3 touchdown passes tonight puts him at 99. So his first touchdown next week will be the first Benton Panther quarterback to throw 100 touchdowns in a career. So a lot of history at stake next week.
Yeah, man, that's going to be a special night.
Yep.
And we're probably going to have good weather.
Yeah, it's going to feel like football finally.
That's right.
Like October.
And it will be Military Appreciation Night next week. So
Go Army.
You'll get that run out with all the American flags. That's always so very special. Hey, big thanks to Josh Monson tonight. Fabulous job on the sideline. I'm telling you, there's a part of me that thinks if we keep Dio in Dallas and keep you in the box, we can just recruit Josh.
Well, I was actually thinking, you had mentioned Any Given Sunday earlier in your speech, and I feel like I'm Willie Beeman.
Very cool. So it's after 10 o'clock. We need to shut it down and head north. But really appreciate Will and crew tonight doing an outstanding job with M&M Productions, bringing you the graphics, great camera work, just an excellent job. And appreciate Matt Johnson at M&M for making it all possible. So for Terry Benham, Justin Ray, and Josh Monson, I'm Jim Gardner reminding you that every day is a great day to be a Benton Fighting Panther, and we thank you so much for joining us tonight for Benton Panther football. Again, tonight's final score, Panthers 60, El Dorado 36. Until we greet you back home at the Palace next Friday, Boy, it's going to be a fun one, a big one, and a lot of history on the line next Friday. Hope you'll join us. Till then, good night, God bless, and go Benton.